There's a box. This podcast brought to you by Pliny the Elder, Blind Pig, both by the Russian River Brewing Company.
Brought to you by them if we're the ones buying it.
Okay, we're bringing them to you then. And the Yule Smith by Ale Smith Brewing Company. Holiday seasonal. So, we've got a lot to go over. A lot has happened. What is that?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh,
It's
Christ.
larva? That's gross.
Oh, hey, cut. Bird cut.
No, we must let them know, but it's okay.
Okay.
Get rid of that.
Anyhow,
It's a larva.
we wanted to talk about our game of the years this year,
Where'd it come from?
but then a lot of shit kind of went down. And
Game of the year. It's
game of the year, games of the year, because I have a couple different categories I want to award this to.
Oh,
So,
we're doing categories? I wasn't one.
No, I was. You can do top 3. You can do categories. You can do whatever the fuck you want, Cody. I'm not gonna stop you.
Well, I mean, if we were supposed to think about different categories to vote a game on, I didn't think of any other category. I was just like,
You don't
these are the games
have
I want
to.
to play.
You don't have to.
Well, now I'm gonna look like a chump because you're doing it and I'm not.
And
And
you're
you
gonna
have
pick
like
one game?
You're gonna have like 7 games. We're supposed to pick the game of the year. You're like, I have 7 games that I played this year and I liked all of them.
You can tell he spent a lot of time on this.
Well, someone asked you.
In the Barbie category, I especially liked Barbie's Princess Adventure 2. It was much better than Barbie's Dreamhouse Adventure, which also came out this year.
Dude, a horrible Metacritic score. I mean, the critics and the users all hated it.
In the Army Men category, there hasn't been a game in like 9 years, but I just, I picked it up again and I wanted to play it.
So, category for best retro game.
best for best
Asteroid.
new game that has old graphics. I decided to make this category because there's a lot of like 8-bit games coming out now, and
Oh, the surprise winner is Pong.
actually all of them sucked. I played this mobile HTML5 game. Actually, is the winner of that one.
Oh man, I hate HTML5 games.
What? There's a new one.
No, there's a couple of good ones. I take that back.
I was in there in the
What games are
document. I put something that's kind of cool that you probably didn't read. So.
Nope. Probably not.
Well, we'll put the link to what I'm talking about on a website that doesn't
Reading it right
exist
now.
one day.
How do you not read these things?
I've had a long
The ACM,
fucking
so
week.
it's called ACM.js or something like that, and it's the Unreal 3 engine in a web browser.
Oh, I
Did you
have
see,
heard about that. I heard about that a while ago when they were.
Yeah, they talked
they were
about
talking
it a while
about
ago,
it, yeah.
but the actual commercial game was released using the technology.
Did you guys
Wow, I'm
see
impressed.
the one guy got his Steam box early?
No,
I did not.
but did he live like down the street from Valve?
No joke. My phone crashed when I tried to save the picture, and I think it was them. But hold on, I'm trying to see if I actually got it saved before it did it. And it just said, "Look what arrived early in the mail," and it was a picture of just the side of an Steam box.
Did you ever get to download the image for that, Cody?
Yeah, I found a torrent.
Have you guys played with the OS at all yet?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that later then.
Did you play with the OS at all?
No, but I was just reading about it.
So we had VGX this past week, which was horrendous
It was pretty.
and horrible.
It was
I know, we
pretty
had
brutal.
VGX immediately after the podcast.
That's right. It was immediately after the podcast, so last Saturday.
It was quite interesting.
No. Interesting defines or allows it to have some
I think
kind
it's
of
interesting how polarizing, like
justification.
Some people are just like Joel McHale was the worst, and some people are like Joel McHale was the best.
He's totally polarizing. He gave up on it, but I would have too.
Yeah, it's just like
Because-
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
really-
Joel McHale came from the soup and was like, "Oh, their production value is nil, so this is gonna be fun." Like, I think he knew he was gonna have to be the comic relief for it.
Yeah, but he kept picking on everyone, and I thought that was. I enjoyed it.
I did enjoy that, but I mean, it would have been better if he had that same attitude and had at least some semblance of knowledge especially when talking to like
That's true.
Reggie from Nintendo or which was
Donkey Kong.
Oh man.
Cranky.
Instead of Zelda or instead of
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Or, no, there's a new Donkey Kong game coming out, and you can get to play as Cranky Kong. That was the big Nintendo announcement.
I'm glad there's a new Donkey Kong, but
Oh,
still.
don't get me wrong. It looks
That,
great.
like,
I-
It goes straight into my category of old games that got new graphics.
No. That's
Because
not-
it's a side scroller.
different category. Because those are old games with new graphics. We're talking about
New games with old graphics. Okay, how about new games with old play styles?
Okay.
Or
Well-
well, I don't know. We'd have to define. Or whatever.
Yeah, that's
New game, old graphics.
no new game, old graphics. Yeah. Wait. No. Yes.
Old game because it's the same mechanics. I would say old game with new graphics.
yeah.
Old game with
Same-
new graphics, I'd give to Pokemon and Pokemon 3D. On
I
the
give any
3DS.
Pokemon.
I
Old
liked
game with
it.
new graphics.
I like
Old
it.
game.
It's a
Worms
very
should
old
go
game.
to that
Worms goes in that
The
category.
new worms, not the 3D worms, not the 3D like you control 3D worms.
Right,
but
right,
3D
right.
as in it's a 3D environment, new graphics.
That's
So
cool.
it's old style.
Old game, same mechanics, new graphics. Done.
Well, I thought we were doing the game of the year for those. I thought like that was you just announced. See that like that's
No, I didn't
that's how I
announce
thought you were
that.
gonna
I'm
do
just-
it. Like you're like I have all these categories in my
No.
back pocket that I'm gonna talk about, and then you just say that the game that you thought was good this year. Or
We can do that. We can play the trivia round, and I'll say a category.
did you think of categories, or do you have a list of categories?
I have like two.
That's aren't categories then. That's just like this
two
that's
things.
two. That's two things that you like.
So let's just go over the news that was announced at VGX right now,
Damn it.
and then we'll do our personal best for the year.
News.
Our personal
Right on.
favorites
We're
for the
still
year.
on. We're still on VGX. Okay.
Is this
Yeah.
one mine?
VGX,
I believe
whatever.
so.
So Telltale got two pretty big
This
IPs
entire VGX was about Telltale.
for the most part. Well, no, they got two announcements. They have an extra announcement
Yeah,
on top of everybody else.
One more announcement than everybody else.
Mm,
That means it's Telltale's show. They have
Okay.
the most announcements. It's their show. Telltale paid games. Who they? Viacom. They paid Viacom $1 billion, and now we know about a Game of Thrones game that's coming out in a year and a half.
we don't have any like real information on it other than
Just other
it's,
than a logo.
it's
Game
working.
of Thrones logo.
Yeah, it's in progress, and we're also getting a
I gotta,
Borderlands
wait,
game.
I gotta stop you right there. Did you guys play the first Game of Thrones game?
No,
Did you
like
realize
two.
there was a
There's
Game of
two,
Thrones
yeah,
game?
No.
there was. There's two of them.
I knew
There's
there was.
an
Remember how-
RTS game.
Terrible it was. I haven't played the RTS, but
But they
the
weren't
third
Telltale
person.
games.
the third person.
No.
one.
But they were not Telltale games. They were.
I haven't
other
played any of the Telltale
developers. I played Back to the Future. That was pretty good.
games. Did you play Walking Dead? I heard that one's obviously the best one.
There's two different ones. That I
Try.
can
Well, I haven't played the game. I want to give the game a try, but I haven't only because I'm not a big fan of the IP. I'm not a big fan of Walking Dead.
It's based
Chastise
on
me how you will.
It's based on
The graphic novel,
yes.
which is what I'm more interested in, but I haven't got a
But they
chance.
turned it into a melodrama.
I do have it though.
even the graphic novel.
No, I haven't read the graphic novel, but the fucking television show.
I heard the latest episode was pretty good, but I haven't. I
hope that was the season finale. I don't
You
know if
are
it was, but-
pouring that so good that
Wow.
you have 65% head.
Yeah.
Good going. So
This-
Tomb Raider is getting released again with a definitive edition. So Tomb Raider, the same game, only
For
next
Xbox
gen
One,
and PlayStation. Was it
I
only
already got
Xbox?
the definitive edition. It was on the PC.
I know.
And I'm really curious now that this game is coming out for those systems afterwards. If the PC version is still going to have better graphics.
Well, we can attempt. We'll get it from like Redbox or something, and we'll compare. We'll run it on your computer, and we'll run it on the.
And we'll just switch over,
Xbox.
switch between. That'd be a good idea. Okay.
And then Alan Wake releases an iOS game with Alan Wake devs.
Alan Wake
Devs,
Yeah. So Remedy.
not Alan Wake the character himself. I'd be a little impressed if a game character.
They're the ones that are making that Quantum game. So maybe that one has something to do with the Quantum. Remember the Quantum Break? I think that's the name
Yeah.
of the game. Where you like
The time.
stop time and
Yeah.
that was also on VGX, the trailer for that.
Oh, so did they take the show?
Huh?
Did they get part of the show too?
Mm-mm.
Telltale gets it all still.
Yes, it's Telltale
Okay.
show.
Okay.
Why would it be their show?
Because they got the same amount of announcements.
They have one.
You know, they have the iOS game, and then they also have Quantum Break they showed off.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even see that doesn't count for me because it's iOS.
Okay. No Man's Sky looks freaking ambitious.
Yeah,
really freaking ambitious, especially from a small team.
It's like Starbound in 3D
Yeah,
in a way.
I think they're going to try to hit after the Star Citizen market before Star Citizen gets around to it. I think Star Citizen is looking more polished, though. I'll give them that.
Well, it's a different art style. If there was a interesting PC Gamer article, if you look at the screenshots for No Man's Sky, they're like really like colorful, like lots of really like
It's
neon
very cinematic.
red, very cinematic. And the article is saying that he was inspired by like the covers of sci-fi novels in the past, and if you think about like old school sci-fi novels, like, and then think about like what we see as sci-fi today, the only like sometimes Star Trek, but well, actually Star Trek a little bit, but other than that, it's all like this gray, dark, like really muted colors. But sci-fi in the past in books was all this like really kind of bright neon, weird kind of structures, lots of reds, lots of like I don't know. The color scheme is a lot different, and that's what they were inspired by. And you can, if you look at the screenshots, be like, oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
Looks good.
I'll look more at
But
it.
anyways, you fly around, you can go to
It
different
looked cool, though.
planets.
It did look cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty curious. I mean, just shooting through the asteroids and flying
Played
through them.
Starbound?
That's
Have you
pretty
heard
cool.
of Starbound?
I've heard of Starbound. I haven't played it yet, though.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I have it. I had to restart my character.
Elijah Wood is on the cast of Broken Age.
Along
Makes me a little
with
more
Jack Black.
Along with Jack Black, makes me a little
Jack
more
Black,
excited for
I
it.
thought was an awesome video game character voice.
My phone.
I liked him in Brutal Legend.
Yeah,
I haven't
Brutal-
played Brutal Legend yet.
It was good.
It just came out for PC. I was looking up games.
It's
of
been out
the
for a
year
while for PC.
It just came out this year for PC.
Oh, this year for PC.
Yeah, it came
Oh,
out
I thought
in
I found it for longer
2009
than that.
for the Xbox 360 and the
Yeah.
PS2.
I have the
PS3.
PC one. It was.
But
No,
it
it was
came
for
out this
Xbox.
year.
That's when I first played it.
It just came out this year, so I think that one's on my backlog. So I gotta decide what I want to stop playing.
The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division promises unprecedented
That's
realism.
what you put in. You put.
I didn't put that.
you
No,
put
this is according to GameSpot.
that. You know,
GameSpot.
GameSpot's
apparently
fucking
says-
retarded. Like this list that we're reading from right now is from what was gone over during the VGX. Every single trailer that we saw at the VG, except for maybe Cranky Kong and this No Man's Sky, every trailer had already been shown. Like there was no like world
this was
premieres.
shown
It was
like
just like,
months ago.
oh, let's
actually.
recut the footage that we've already shown in a different way and call it a world premiere. Like that's the Division. Like it was like a breakdown of the Snowdrop engine or whatever it was called. The Snow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And-
Yeah,
How it layers.
it was just like a basic.
You saw the same fucking overview at the E3 videos that they released like months ago. So there's been there was no new like gameplay video of like how the game's actually going to be played in any of these games. And like it was, that's why it was bullshit. It was that you didn't get there was no meat on anything.
Well, even
Except
the
for No
awards
Man's
were
Sky
crap.
and Telltale.
The awards were crap. PC
What
games.
awards? They were just like, oh
Exactly.
yeah, this game we gave this game Game of the Year.
Yeah, we'll give it this title this year.
The only thing that was hyped actually on that entire show was the Grand Theft Auto music.
Yeah, right.
It was-
And even that was a cringe fest. God,
yeah, you
oh
had
my god, that
Kendrick
was terrible.
Lamar. No, was it Kendrick? No, it was Tyler, the
Tyler,
creator.
the creator, yeah.
But they were trolling on purpose.
They were.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was just
It was hard to
It-
watch, though.
It was because they looked like fools on.
the people running it looked like fools.
Yeah.
I almost felt like they did all of that on purpose, so they never had to do a single VGX again.
Could be.
That's possible. That or they thought this was their one.
Or they
I
could have
read-
been like,
I
hey,
read
we'll
something
take
else
your
that
money
was
and
just
do
like-
whatever we
they're
want.
part of Adult Swim, aren't they?
Vi-
I don't know who the hell they are.
Whoever was putting it on had all these ideas for it, and Viacom was just like, no, you need to follow this structure, and you need to spend this much time on advertisements. And it's just bullshit. It needs to be a better one. Maybe we'll do this is the new VGX. This podcast will be the start of the new real award shows where we just make up awards and
I've got categories.
Based on our highly narrated or
we can
narrow views.
we can
Derp.
derp. We can just tweet the developers and we're just like, hey, congratulations, you won our award, and then just like write with crayon on a piece of paper and just like take a screenshot of us, just like, yeah.
Make a video of us
be a better award than?
No, we take a block of wood and we just like I don't know we glue a beer can to it. And this is it. Thank you.
Spray paint it gold.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
If you would like it shipped to us, please send us $15.
All proceeds will go straight for packaging.
Snowden documents revealed NSA were looking in at Second Life and WoW and other MMOs,
You know, I was thinking about
which
this.
I thought was
Okay,
pretty funny.
okay. I think that's only because people at NSA
Whoever's
are
at the
playing these
NSA
games.
is a genius. Not because, dude, if I was planning a terrorist attack, I would totally plan the entire thing using WoW mail only.
Well, you could. You
He
completely
is
could.
completely right.
You're never gonna see your character
Even
again.
better, you could play some really shitty, nobody talks about, nobody plays game.
And just, like, use the in-game mail to send each other messages.
Yeah, you could just play like Heroes of DC or whatever, DC Universe Online. They're not infiltrating DC
We'll use
Universe.
City Hall as our layout map. It's pretty close to the City Hall that we're going to bomb. We'll just use the in-game mail to plan everything.
All right, now I've got these flight abilities. This is exactly how you're gonna take the plane. All right.
That would be pretty fun. But so I'm just saying, it wasn't the most terrible idea. But
That's true.
like it really like it wasn't. I mean, it sucks that our privacy is being invaded, and maybe somebody will do something about it. But
No.
what are you gonna do? Like, that's a good idea. Like, if I was at the NSA, I'd be like, yeah, we should totally check. Like, wow, like. Just,
No,
It's just full of
It's only
dorks like you.
Someone was
Fine.
playing.
you would be playing it.
Let's go like
and just
ask Blizzard. We need all your level 1s that just hang out in the desert.
What level
I
ones
know-
go straight to Born Tundra?
Which ones just go there and stay there and just like send in-game mail to each other? We need all of those characters.
you start like your own guild of police, like the NSA police in game.
Undercover
And you
undercover
start-
WoW.
you
All
start
right, I'm gonna
busting-
try to
you
infiltrate
start
their
busting
organization. I'm gonna try to infiltrate their guild.
He goes rogue so he can have stealth.
No, dude. Then
No,
they
he's gonna
start.
try to like get them.
Then they start putting in major ciphers in the mail that they're sending, and then it just becomes like real life, essentially mail. And you have to like go to certain part, and then you actually have to play the game. If you're the NSA, you just have to just tell this person to go to this part of the land to go pick up this item, and that's part of you pick up that item and that description from that item, and you could write ciphers based on all of those things. And then why would have to go and play? They'd have to go play the game and follow all your ciphers through the game. It's brilliant.
Maybe that's why they did Second Life too. Second Life makes more sense. Now, I was kind of thinking like that kind of thing could happen where where people go and hang out. And I mean, it happened in MMOs, but did you guys play the Just Cause 2 multiplayer?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah,
What you think?
I liked it.
We've
was so
always
open.
played it, but
1,200. All right, there was 1,200.
1,200 people. And I told you, I hope we get that same kind of experience come launch. Just this next
It looks like they will. It looks like they have like one.
One main
they had
server.
A serverless. They had the official.
I just
US
want a
server.
Spider-Man mod because it might as well be a Spider-Man game at some points.
Well, I think maybe in the future, like on certain servers, they'll have mods that'll be enabled and mods that you can.
because there's like a Spider-Man mod for single player
Yeah.
that you can get, but or one that you can add as many like grappling hooks as you
I
want.
prefer the Iron Man mod. The game's fun. I mean, I just there needs to be something more than just
Needs
slash
to
race.
be purpose to it.
Yeah, no, that's true. I like the events that they were putting in, like the Demolition Derby was a cool idea.
Yeah, but the Demolition Derby is just—it's kind of let's just there's no point. Like I at least when I played, it was just like let me just grab
That's
this
the whole
car
point.
and smash into this guy.
Right. So, well,
It's all about the world
But
mechanics.
the world mechanics were working, but like with the race, at least like I was like my position was changing, and I was like racing for first. You
Yeah.
know, with the Demolition Derby, when you blow up your car, you don't really blow up, but you can get out of it real quickly. Like there's no consequence.
Yeah, it's not
And
like
there's no
vehicles.
Yeah, there's no points.
you know what I'm thinking will never change
Huh.
in Just Cause 2 multiplayer? Everybody hanging out at the airport and demolishing each other.
Yeah.
That's the most fun though.
That is
The most chaotic.
Trying
Never
to get a
gonna change.
helicopter out of
Yeah.
the airport and
Yeah, good luck.
into the sky. Good luck.
Yeah, it's fun though. That's like
Like
Like,
that's the
amount
main
of-
objective right now.
the amount of chaos. I mean, that's why they don't need deathmatch either. Because
Yeah.
you can just like you go to the cities and there's just fucking people flying onto buildings and like getting into cars and like I've only found one. It's worse than Grand Theft Auto in the sense that I only found one person that didn't kill me as soon as they saw me. But that's kind of the incentive when you're out in the cities. So it's a fun game. It's a fun mod. I want to see it grow.
PS4 and Xbox One architecture leads to easier emulations than previous generations. I totally believe that because I think we're now pretty much on par with
'Cause they're
PC
x86.
hardware. Yeah, they're all x86 processors. They're
They have the
GDDR5.
GPU and they have they have the
And-
GPU and they have memory.
Yeah,
Like
there's nothing hardware specific that I think is
the
really
games are
holding
gigantic.
back. Oh yeah, 40 to 60 gigs a game.
Yeah.
It's pretty stupidly big.
Yeah.
And right now with my connection, it would take me literally almost a day to get an entire game.
But it is kind of interesting that I doubt that the game developers themselves, who knows? Like, this is either going to go the route of, it's like, are we going to be able to play exclusive games on my PC? Is really the major question. Or is this going to be that all games are now going to be cross-compatible, and you just got to choose your system? So is it going to be that people are going to like start making more exclusives, and then people are going to be able to hack those to be able to play those on the PC, or are we going to have just more games come out for the PC because it's easier for developers to just port their game over? I want to be able to play exclusives on my computer, so I don't have to buy either console.
It'd be awesome.
I already miss I want everything. I would like that. That would be great. I don't know if we're gonna get that far. I'm curious to see. The emulation scene hasn't felt like it's been around since around the N64 days for me.
I think with
it
the
works with the
SteamOS,
PlayStation now. You can get PlayStation emulators, I think.
Oh yeah.
but with the SteamOS coming
PS2.
out and the pushing of the Steam boxes, it's gonna give like game companies more incentive to come out with PC versions for such systems. I
Meh.
mean, it'll probably. I mean, Steam. I think is.
We're gonna see how the Steam
box
box is gonna do. I'm very curious. I wanted to get the
So I'm
OS
gonna
installed.
Start talking about the Steam box then, which was the OS was released yesterday, and I downloaded it. I haven't put it on any machines
Did
yet.
you get the torrent that was only 900 megs?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the full image. I know. The full image is about 2.4 gigs, and it's a zip. I did get it.
Does it require? I read it requires a terabyte hard drive.
That's what it says in the documentation, but the minimum specifications of the machine said a 500 gig or larger. So there is conflicting information on
But
the
still,
page.
like a 500 gigabyte for a 2.4 gigabyte image. What if I like? That's what I mean. Is it gonna detect that I don't have a 500 gigabyte and be like, you can't install this?
It's gonna want you to have a lot of games on.
Or is that just a recommendation? I realize that, but maybe I just want to put it on my machine real quick just to play Spelunky on my
I'm
TV.
gonna assume it's a recommendation, but I haven't had the opportunity to install it on anything yet.
But here's the thing: when you install it, it will wipe the computer
I realize
We're
that.
aware of that.
unless
yeah.
you're running it through a.
But people have.
And-
I've heard mixed results with that.
I don't want to do it through VM. I'm gonna build a new machine for it, or I'm gonna take out. I'm just gonna grab one of my extra hard drives, unplug my other hard drives, and install it. Either way, if I do it that way, then I can just add it into my bootloader and boot to it when I want to.
I was thinking about throwing it on one of my extra hard drives. I thought that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, and that's probably the best way to install it. I think that's what I might do. But I think I might just build a new machine. I already have my 660.
Did you guys read this these release notes for SteamOS? Because it
Go!
talks a lot
Go over
about. I mean, if we're talking about building a Steam machine, then there's kind of a lot of requirements for it actually. So
You have to have an NVIDIA graphics card.
NVIDIA graphics
You have
card
to
is
have
one of the big
an
ones.
i5 or an i7.
UEFI boot support.
That's just most modern
most
motherboards. Most modern
yeah.
motherboards have that.
So if you have an older laptop, can't do this.
Yeah.
No, older laptop, older motherboard, probably not going to work. 500 gigs or larger, Intel or AMD 64-bit processor, not a big deal. Aside from that, though,
You don't have to have an NVIDIA card.
Yes, you do.
Maybe in this build,
As of right now.
but
As
the
of right now,
machines-
you
but
do.
the Steam machines that have been announced from other companies have AMD GPUs in them.
Because they probably have beta drivers or drivers, a build that's ready for that.
Yeah.
The current build that they released this
Yeah.
week is NVIDIA only. There are no AMD drivers included with the package. I'm sure that you might be able to go through the advanced configuration of it and include them at some point. I'm not sure if it's going to
I have an
support
AMD
that,
card too.
but their support's going to end with NVIDIA.
So I have an AMD card as well. It's a 67.
But you still have your old NVIDIA card.
I know, but I have.
You have a
two.
66.
I want to try it with both.
Okay.
Just to see, like, might as well. And if you don't, well, what I'm saying, I have another one. So if you want to build one, you don't have a graphics card. You don't want to get a 660. 660 only $100, $125. How much is it?
Mine was about just under 200 when I bought mine. But
That
mine
was
was
when you bought it. Yeah,
that was probably, I don't know,
a couple years
last
ago.
year,
Yeah.
just last year. So I don't know. Other than that, I'd have to buy all new hardware because I'm
Are you
missing.
gonna build a new machine for it?
I would. I don't know if I'm going to.
No.
If I do end up setting up the Steam machine, because
I want to build a new computer for myself and make my current one the machine.
yeah, I've already gone through some PC upgrades, and it's HDMI straight to my TV, so I can run Steam. I can run everything natively.
I'm same here. I have HDMI straight from my TV to my computer, so I don't necessarily need it.
I like the idea of having one and building it.
I just want to
and-
build it and test it. I want to try the game streaming.
Right.
I want to try.
But in my situation, it would require me to buy all new components because I don't have a video card, a motherboard, or a hard drive available at the moment. I might be able to squeeze a hard drive out and throw it on my current computer, but I'm going to get better performance out of the Windows client right now and more games available to me. And in order to do the home streaming, I have to have that Windows client running anyway. So it would be beneficial
Yeah.
to really take it on a test drive with a new machine.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why I want to do a new machine. Is I want to try it with game streaming. Like I want to try that's. I want to see the performance in that, and see if that is an actual viable option. I mean, if they could build instead of doing, because think about it like this, game streaming doesn't necessarily require that high end of a machine on the Steam machine that you're building. So, depending on what graphics card you're using with just game streaming, the cost of the Steam machine might not be always $500 plus.
no,
You might be talking $300, $200,
right now
even cheaper.
they're around that price range. But no, I think with third party makers and OEMs, and given the time,
We're not talking
we're gonna
graphics
see them
card
drop.
in there either. We're talking not a graphics card, just a smaller graphics card, just with the Steam machine, with the intention that it's going to be a streaming only device.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have no doubt. Just like with the PSP, we'll definitely see that. I'm curious. I'm glad I got the download. I would like to install it, but like I said, I would need all new hardware for it, and I think that's my biggest drawback at the moment. And to go out and buy all that, like would cost me $500. Don't get me wrong, I've got $500, but I've got other stuff I can pay my car off with or do other things I need to do with that.
And your PC runs perfectly fine.
Exactly.
And it's Christmas time.
And it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm curious to see videos. Maybe that's what I'll do. Watch
Read
videos.
some more reviews.
Read some reviews on it because they still called it beta.
It's still beta.
So it'll be beta for.
They're doing, that's why they released the.
These are beta machines. That's right.
That's why they released this. They want feedback. They're saying this is what we're releasing, and they're releasing different build configurations. So they're gonna probably release multiple of the same build configurations to a couple different types of people that they like. Okay, this guy has a high end machine. This guy has a medium machine. This guy has a low end machine. We'll give the low end Steam machine to the guy at the high end computer because they have all that information. And he'll be our good candidate for testing streaming and blah blah blah. So they're testing all these different build configurations, which are gonna. This is their beta test for this, or actually this is I think beyond their beta test. This is like their user testing, like user acceptance. This is saying, hey, I'm sending this out to my customers, and my customers are like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll buy this for $500 or whatever. Give me money, and I'll give it back to you, kind of thing. I'm excited, but I'm more excited for the third-party vendors than I am for Valve's own machine.
Okay. No, I'm curious to see both of them. What I really can't wait for right now is the controller.
Yeah, same here.
Now,
I wish that they did a
that's
beta
kind
of
of
the
where.
controller where we could just
That
Or
would
if you
be
could purchase
great.
the controller
I would
outright.
really like that.
Yeah.
G-Sync.
What about
Did you read the review?
No.
Pretty much people were saying it was godly.
Really?
It was amazing.
Wow.
Like, it's just like, but you have to have your. It's the thing about it is like people are saying it's amazing, but they have like buts. Like, the stipulation is that you have to have your frame rate above 90 frames per second, and then it's awesome.
It's awesome, but it has to be specific.
So
But if you're above 90 frames per second, as it is, I don't think you would have
you
to.
don't notice it because your monitors are usually at 60 hertz.
Right.
So you have a 1 second refresh rate. You're not getting that information.
So,
So as far as smoothness goes, when you hit above that cap of the refresh, even with 100 hertz and 140 hertz monitors, that's when you get the tearing when you have those higher refresh rate monitors, and then you have you're at 60 frames per second, and
Yeah.
your refresh rate's 100. So this is supposed to fix in between that gap when you're at 60 and you're going to wherever. It knows how to just sync the frames, so you're very smooth experience. But they said it was amazing. Problem is it's expensive. You have to have a higher end NVIDIA graphics card, and you have to have a higher end monitor, and then you have to buy this module for the monitor, and then take apart the monitor and plug it in and install. Take apart the monitor. You have to unscrew your monitor. Go into the control board and wire up this new thing that plugs into it. It's actually a pretty involved process, and then the graphics or the monitors that are obviously this is more of a future technology, but the monitors that are coming out in the future are going to be more expensive because they have this G-Sync technology built into it.
Yeah.
It's just I have fucking
Technology
awesome.
that-
I have awesome monitors right now, and they were $119, and they're amazing. So
Yeah.
I would have to spend like $300 on a monitor to get one of these.
More than that, probably.
More than that,
Probably
and I have
500.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Just, no, sorry, NVIDIA.
Yeah, no, just let it come out and then wait 2 years.
It's like 5 years.
They go down quicker every year now. Like with
I'd rather get
once,
an OLED display.
Once OLED is 1 out of 10 OLED TVs don't fucking work. Well, I'm sorry, it's 9 out of 10 don't work. 1 out of 10 do. And
Really?
That's the reason it hasn't come out. It was going so quickly. It was being developed. It was about to come out, and then all of a sudden, the very kind of first early wave had so many fucking issues,
Really?
and it was set back. And I'm so pissed because if it would have done well the first time, and it was already at the door right now, it would be so inexpensive as soon as it kind of got going.
Is that why we haven't seen no LED?
Yeah, it was because there's a lot of problems as far as it's super thin, but it becomes more fragile.
Well,
So
yeah.
And they burn in.
Oh yeah, OLEDs do. Yeah,
My
you have
phone's
an
burnt in.
you have an ammo LED.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once those things get fixed, I think it'll be amazing. And if it gets mass produced, it's going to be so cheap to produce that they're going to start making a lot more things out of it than just tablets and PCs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have like wristbands that can wrap. Or you're gonna have beyond that. You're gonna have.
You can have an entire shirt.
You're gonna have shirts. You can have
Newspapers.
Buildings.
This is
Wrap
like
an
this
entire
is when.
building in OLED. Like it's.
Well, I mean, when it becomes to that state, you'll be able to get papers that will just automatically update themselves every day.
Yeah.
Like,
You mean my tablet?
yeah. But I'm talking built into things that you don't take with you.
But I like taking it with me
Wait till they're on like above toilet stalls and bars and shit like that.
to read the newspaper.
Yeah.
I have to look up and I have to go to a toilet.
No.
Why would I want to read a newspaper
Let's say you go
On
to
the
let's say you go to Hollywood
and like
Okay.
look up? Like that's
and
just
you're
a neck
you're,
strain.
you're having a wonderful dinner with your girlfriend, and then you have to go to the bathroom. And as you're going to the bathroom, there's actually like LED screens.
What are we looking up at?
We'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
So Fallout
Oh,
4 was confirmed.
That's good.
Well, yes, somewhat.
We saw script pages for it.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm excited. It's set in
so
Boston.
it's gonna be set in Boston, but it's not even called Fallout 4 yet. It's just the guy who happens to be from the other Fallout games is happening to call these other companies that made Skyrim and what was the
No.
other one?
No, these are script pages.
Where's
Yeah.
the script pages? I haven't seen that one yet.
Go open the link in the
Yeah.
drive like we always
but it's
request.
The
It's
one that we
still
work
saying-
on all
it's
week
still-
long.
It's still not saying Fallout in the script pages though.
No.
It's just describing
It's
a Fallout
not.
setting.
No, but some of the wordage used
No, the word is
in
like player.
war never changes.
Yeah, there's very
Is one of the
specific things.
opening lines to the script.
Okay.
to like every Fallout game.
It's set in Boston.
Which excites me. as well.
This is all from Kotaku, pretty much, but yeah.
It was all over. I saw
Describe
it. I
a
saw
mission
hop
set
up
at
I'm
on
not
the
saying
Thursday.
it's not gonna
Institute.
be it, but
So there was the hoax. Last week it didn't turn out to be a real. The Survivor 2099 or whatever it was turned out to be fake. 2299. But this kind of confirmed and gave a little solace to those that really want to hear about a Fallout game, and I'm pretty excited. New Vegas was fun, but I'm really ready for a new Fallout game. I'm ready for them to make
a
Hey.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine.
What else do we got here? We've got Grand Theft Auto Online released 1.07, which gave some death matches and a couple of tools that you can use to create content.
Yeah, the content creator.
So some of the content creator also fixed a couple bugs.
Well, there's some really cool things about it. There's some limited things about it. I know some guy was trying to do a roof run, but he couldn't because it has to be at least like a mile-long thing.
Oh, okay.
So there's like it is really cool. It's coming a long way, and I really like how at least they're gonna be content. Like they're still always putting something out there, and I really hope that we start to see a lot more changes as far as you can put like
changes.
5 fucking giant trucks in front of the train, and the train will just go right through them all. Like you can't stop that train no matter what you do.
That'd be really cool.
I want to be able to crash the train.
There's also a glitch now that takes you to North Yankton.
What?
Do you not read what we put in this document?
He
Do you?
doesn't. He doesn't read it at all. He never.
Oh, I
Like-
just read it right now. There it is.
No.
There it
We
is. I
work
have
on
it
this
open.
document all week. We put in these links, and we're the only ones that reads them, Bert.
So for your job, do you sit down or are you on your feet?
I don't do this at my work.
I'm not
I
saying
do.
you do it at your work,
I do it at my work too, but
but it's when I get
I
home
wanna
from
do the
work.
20. You're supposed to.
I never look at when I get home, but I mean,
I don't either. You're supposed to.
Sons of
we need to keep
bitches
going
are
with it.
conspiring
Wait, you know what?
against
You
me
know what?
right now.
You don't
You
work.
have no
9 to
idea what it's
5.
like.
You have no idea what it's like. Okay.
No, I work.
Do you have days
I work
when you wake up in the morning
6
and you're
to
like
4:30.
Exactly. 6 a.m. to 4. Wait. No, that sucks.
Yeah.
shitty. That's pretty shitty. Yeah, okay. We gotta come
So
out
when
with
I
this a
get
different
home,
direction.
I usually
So,
get a good round
how
of
about
Dota
we
in
go-
and then pass the fuck out
All right, hold on.
if I'm lucky.
Almost done.
So yes, there's a glitch that allows you to take you to North Yankton,
Yeah.
and you essentially you have to start the game so that you're in that area first of all with the whole crew. And you do that whole first mission in the campaign, and then you switch over to your online multiplayer. You have a friend invite you to something, so you can switch over, and you take a chopper, and that area is still technically loaded into the game. So then you take a chopper out, and you can fly towards the corner, and it'll appear, and you can go ahead and land. Everybody can get access to it. I don't know if it's pin patched yet, but yeah, and essentially, major glitch loads it all in there, and you can get access to it in multiplayer. It's
Pretty cool though. I mean, it's not like it's a whole big thing. But
No,
it's-
and there's nothing
it's a
that goes on
cool-
there. There's no
yeah.
traffic. There's no really anything.
It's like your character's getaway.
But we can see that being implemented in multiplayer, and we can
Could you get your
the possibility of getting
Could you get your mechanic to deliver to you while you're there?
yes. So you get cars. So you can get cars.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I definitely recommend you look at the fucking document and you open the fucking links and you watch the fucking
Says
videos.
you,
I've been trying
buddy.
to stay one ahead
I
of you right now.
I add stuff, but I don't read anything that people add. So.
Okay.
Either just Cody.
Okay, I
Gamers
wanted
is
to
probably
go.
the only one here that
I wanted to go over something with Stanley Parable.
I did all of the achievements.
Did you?
I
okay.
did a lot more.
But you, there is no way of stopping the countdown.
No.
So I watched a video of a guy who actually went into the interface. Did you see this one?
Maybe.
He actually went in and he checked all the controls for all the buttons.
Yeah, I did.
And what they all did.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
None of them do anything. There's even like a hidden like corridor way up
Yeah.
in there, and there's nothing up
Yeah,
there.
I watched that.
Nothing.
Nothing.
There's no
No way.
fucking way.
Oh, the thing with what you were talking about the other day, where you're just like, I don't know, heard her say that or heard the narrator say that in the trailer, but I don't know how he said that.
You
I
found that one?
found that one.
Okay.
You want to know?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's with the telephone.
Oh, I haven't actually even gotten to the telephone. I know of the telephone from like before,
Really?
but
You,
I haven't gotten to
you've
that
done
one.
the telephone when you were over here. It was if you go,
I wasn't paying attention, I think.
Okay, so if you go down if you
Spoilers.
spoilers, if you ignore him and you keep going, and
Oh, but you don't jump off.
but you don't jump
Okay,
off,
that's it. That's all.
and
we'll
you go
say.
and you go into the blue door,
Okay.
and then after that, then when you get the telephone,
You can do. I know what you do.
you don't
I know
you
what
don't
you do. I've
answer.
read about that.
You don't answer.
Okay.
You can't. You don't like not answer, but you don't answer.
Right.
And then when you go from there, then that's actually technically the real ending, because it has credits afterwards.
Well, there's also this whole report I read about there being a Zen map,
Yes, been there too. I
but
went to heaven.
Really?
is that
I've
yeah?
been to heaven.
I've done that one too.
Heaven. All right, so heaven is the one where you
in
like
the museum.
no
What?
heaven.
I really have more endings just in this game.
Heaven is when you what you have to do is when you get into the game. There's like you got to look at all the computers,
Uh-huh.
and one of the computers says awaiting input, and you go and you click the waiting input, and then you restart the game, and then you go through, and then a different computer will have a waiting input, and then you click it, and then you restart it, and then a third
There's
computer
so much to this.
will have a waiting input, and you click it, and then you redo it. And
That's
then a
awesome.
fourth computer will have a waiting input, and that's the one that's at your desk, and then you click that, and you go to the heaven ending. And there's a bunch of I did a bunch of them. I looked at all the achievements, and I was like, I'm gonna try to get as many of these as I can.
It's a fun game too.
Yeah.
I mean, like as you're going through it,
There's
is there
Did
really
you find
the
these on your own, or did you look them up?
well, I looked at the achievements. One of them I looked on my own because it was one of the achievements is click door 430 5 times.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and that starts the achievement, but then it's like you didn't like he goes in like you didn't really think I'd give you an achievement for clicking a door 5 times. Right. Click it 10 times, and then it goes from there. It's pretty fun. The 888 one was also like an achievement. So I looked at the achievements and I saw 888, and I was like, okay, obviously you hit 888. It only happened once though, which is interesting. The one that I was trying to do the most though was the speed one, and I think I figured out how to do it. If you keep restarting the game, you can get into a certain corridor where it's like a shortcut, but you have to finish the third. You have to keep doing the part with the keypad to get that shortcut done. So once you get both, like if you keep doing that part over and over, he's just like, oh, blah blah blah. You put in the key, you open the door, blah, blah, and you run through. Like you get to a certain point where he'll just say that, and you can walk through.
But he's like, fine, Stanley, let's just get through this right now.
Yeah. So you have to do that part of the shortcut with restart. Like you have to get that unlocked because once you do it a few times, and then you have to go back and restart the game so you have a further shortcut. But you basically have to beat the game in 4 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that.
And then the last news item we got is we have Wraith Knight on Dota.
Ooh,
We didn't get Frostivus again this year, which is
here's my theory is we have
gonna-
Wraith Knight, okay.
Never gonna get Frostivus.
Wraith Knight is gonna get that whole charge thing, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah, something's
And
gonna
then-
happen after the charge.
Then they're gonna release Wraith Knight, and we're gonna
No,
go
release
into
Wraith Knight's
I
already
thought
out.
we were playing right tonight.
No, the hero.
He's already out.
Did he get released?
Yes,
When?
Wait,
he was released yesterday or
Was
the
that
day
last
before.
night? I saw the.
He
pig
was-
patch.
he was-
hero.
He's Skeleton King.
I told you he was going to be, but did they change
He's
his
Skeleton
abilities?
King. No.
Not
Wait.
at all.
No, he's Skeleton.
Was he just
Skeleton King
renamed
from Fallout
Skeleton King?
and remodeled him. Yeah.
That's lame.
He doesn't have an AOE.
Is it just for the
AOE.
Bullshit.
What do you mean AOE?
Because
No, it's
when you
just-
end,
that's
when you
how
get to
they
the very
run
end
it.
of Frostivus, spoiler, I guess, or not Wraith Knight. When you get to the end of Wraith Knight, you fight Wraith Knight.
No, he
And
doesn't
Wraith Knight
have
has-
those
No,
abilities.
well, here's the thing. I didn't think it was obviously going to be like that exactly. But the things that Wraith Knight did is he respawns, ultimate right there, okay? He has that one punch ability. Well, there's his stun. That could be the same, obviously. you're obviously going to have a lifesteal passive because that's just what Skeleton already had. And then he had that one round AoE ability. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to trade his crit for like a random AoE stun.
Nope, Skeleton King
That would
fought
be
out.
so cool if Skeleton King finally had 2 fucking abilities
Well, he did for a
without
while,
one being too OP.
and it was extremely OP, and I loved it, and I
I
missed
know,
it.
me too.
Every
I did.
day.
I did. It was awesome.
But
It was
yeah,
wonderful.
he
He just did it so
he
well.
was
Let me
just
take away
re-released.
all your health.
Yeah. You're almost dead? Okay, I'm going to keep that now.
So
See,
What did you guys think about the game type?
I'm enjoying
I
it.
think you might be wrong, Jay.
What?
Day 3 of Wraith Knight on Dota2.com says, an empty throne. Sadly, during his rite of transformation, your king will be unable to play a role in his worldly affairs.
Yeah, but he was released. People were playing enough to where that bar filled up the next day.
What, really? The bars already filled
There
up?
was a bar. if
I
you
think
look
they're
at the
going to
top.
change it, though. I think it's going to fill up, and then it's going to have a star or something.
But
and then
he's
it's gonna fill up and have
in
another
games.
star.
I was watching pub games with him, and I was playing pub games with him, or the matches, and all pick you can get him.
Oh, God, I have not done that yet.
But he is in there.
Oh,
Well,
what I get
so
for
that's
going in
he's
to see
just a
the
replacement
Hobbit.
for Skeleton King.
That's all he is.
Okay. Well, that's not that exciting. But
But we got Legion Commander.
Legion
Legion
Commander
Commander is pretty cool.
Is awesome.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
Absolutely awesome. Bear was
The duel thing
demolishing
is
with her.
crazy because, okay, so what happens with the Legion Commander's ultimate ability is you go one-on-one with somebody.
but your teammates can still beat the crap out of
Exactly. But if you win and kill them because you get like 4 seconds where it's like Axe, where you two have to hit each other. You're just right-clicking pretty much, but no abilities, no items. They're all disabled for both of you. And if you kill them, you get bonus damage, which increases at each level. I think it starts at 10, 14, 18, or something like that.
It increases with each kill.
No. It increases with
The
each
amount of bonus damage you
level,
get.
the
Okay.
amount you get. But it's permanent damage. So if I kill him, now I have an extra 10 damage
Kinda like Silencer.
permanently.
Yes.
And then
With intel stacks.
if they kill you during the duel, they get the
That's
damage.
pretty cool.
So people could feed the shit.
I haven't watched any
teams.
public games with Legion Commander yet.
So, and that's the thing though. Like you could do great, you could do horrible.
I
But the
didn't-
best thing to do is just ult them with duel when they're already low, and you can just finish them off really quick.
What's your guys' favorite character to play in Wraith Knight?
Well, Axe is fun
Axe
just
is
because he never
mandatory.
dies.
Axe is
Axe is
absolutely
not
mandatory.
mandatory.
You can do it
No,
without
he's
Axe.
not.
but
You're
it
right.
sucks.
We
It's
won
not
the
mandatory.
we won the other night
without
without him.
Axe,
Okay.
and had no problem. Axe is not mandatory, and I think that's part of the problem.
So everybody
everybody
thinks that he
Everybody
is.
thinks that. I was fucking kicking ass with
Veno.
and then with Jakiro too, dude. Jakiro is a fucking monster.
Is he? I thought he was pretty useless, or people said he was.
He's really weak in the early game, but he's
But
really strong on the
and
bosses.
He's really strong on
That
the-
magic damage,
Oh
but
my
and
God.
if you get a veil,
yeah, I usually get a veil with him. A veil, or actually no, I usually get a pipe, just because the pipe helps tremendously,
Yeah,
especially with
that-
in the Pudge match.
Yeah.
It helps.
oh god, yeah.
It helps. With against Lich, it helps. It's
No, the best thing to do with Lich is I play Axe and I get a Blade Mail, and every time he does his AoE damage, I turn the Blade Mail on and it just cuts a chunk of his health off right there.
there you go.
Yes, I do take damage, but I'm fucking Axe, and I just put the Battle Hunger on me and I get that damage
I
back.
just do. I actually have been playing a lot of. I've been playing all the supports because they're way
No one
underutilized.
supports.
No
Yeah.
one plays them.
If you have
And-
Omni and CM though, you are set.
Crystal Maiden, I haven't played her yet.
Crystal Maiden's mana regen is
pretty good.
phenomenal.
She starts out really strong.
That's really what it is.
And the AoE helps.
It's an
really-
active, and it gives you plus 200, plus 300, plus 315, plus 400 regen.
Shadow Shaman.
That's pretty OP.
His
Sheeps.
shock.
That's
Sheeps.
so I beat the game once with Shadow Shaman, and I beat it once with Veno, and I beat it once as Axe.
Venom's wards are awesome. I like the second ward that actually gales.
Yeah.
That was really
Well,
cool.
it's not. It's actually. It's not
But-
so much that.
but
it's,
what about
it's his
Magnus?
armor reduction with his poison.
Yeah,
Uh,
on the
that-
bosses.
It's.
And then you need a medallion on someone.
I
Because
haven't.
people will never get a medallion.
Never
and
got
that
a
minus 6 armor helps. It's
Yeah.
like fighting Roshan. You get a medallion so you can put him down quick. You put that thing on him, Broodmother goes down in half the time.
So you guys enjoying the game mode so far? You like this
It's good.
this tower
I'm
defense
hoping that they
change?
do more of these.
It's
And-
better-
Or they even when we're playing
I'm excited to see. Oh, go on.
custom maps.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to.
I think this is like leading towards because this is the first time that it was a
Completely new map.
different new map.
So, what if we, what
Aside from
about
the
the point when
training
we can bring
missions.
our own assets in and new models and animations, and
Well, eventually, I think so.
so we're going to start seeing, I think, story content for people.
Oh,
We'll
you
start
think that
seeing other-
you think that Valve is gonna leave it to no?
I think you're gonna go like an arcade route.
I
don't know.
think they might go
I
at
think
some
if they
point.
do custom maps, I think if they depending on the level of control that they give. I mean, just take a look at Gary's mod. Gary's mod is a perfect example. The entire thing is built on Lua scripting. From the map, people can write their own Lua scripts while in like that. The source engine has the capability of doing a lot, like way more than StarCraft 2 and Warcraft ever dreamed of, because of what they built into the engine. So I think that Dota has the potential to really like grow into not just a MOBA type game. The custom games that can come from the characters and their abilities. People can make a fighting game. Like I imagine, like there's always like this fan art of like Dota 2 like Street Fighter style. With proper Lua scripting, that could happen. That's really exciting. That to think that Valve is like you can see behind the scenes the infrastructure that's being built for these types of things to happen. So I'm in this especially kind of just like
You could build a small Pokemon game out of it,
you could
where you collect all the heroes.
People already do it for
Or
videos.
however many there are.
You could do that too. I mean, like the capability. Like I can see the infrastructure.
You're
being
God
built there.
collecting the heroes
Like,
for an epic
Especially
battle.
with this new map, with having it like be completely different, the game type being completely different. It's not. Oh yeah, now we have more game types. Like we have the infrastructure to add different game types. So I'm excited. I hope something more. And they hinted at it. They've hinted at it before.
Mhm.
So
So that'd be cool. I'm excited to see what they're gonna go with that. So
the Connect demo that I listed was just IGN, just like it was a 9-minute demo, but they were just using the Xbox One Connect properly. It was really impressive. Like
what do you mean properly?
What do you mean properly?
Every single command that they said was instantly picked up. I wouldn't say properly, like as in like we sometimes forget the proper thing to say to the
Like
Xbox.
sometimes I'll say go to TV, but really it's watch TV.
Exactly. So when I say use it properly, meaning they didn't really make any mistakes in talking to it. So they knew what to say. It was probably scripted so they can get through everything, but they were able to have an entire 9-minute video going through the Xbox One voice commands, and it looked really smooth and it looked like how I would envision the Kinect working.
Yeah.
We'll put that link in our description
Somewhere.
somewhere.
We'll have something.
Dota did
attached.
ranked matchmaking too.
I haven't played any. I
I have not yet either.
No,
We should do,
I thought you played one with us last night, Gamers.
Nope.
No, oh
No, we
that's
did-
right.
we
When
did.
you and
Yeah,
I
I
were
was
on.
I was waiting and then I got tired and I bailed. So
Yeah, I played a couple rounds of the team or the group matchmaking. I haven't done a solo yet, but it seems like the caliber hasn't really changed at all.
well, you have a 10 game.
You have a 10 game.
You have a 10
grace
game
period.
setup. Yeah,
Yeah.
calibration phase.
Yeah.
So 10 games
You're
where they
playing against
set
other
up your
people who are
MMR, and then you get 4 different MMRs supposedly. So you have a normal one queuing solo, a normal one queuing with a party, a ranked one queuing solo, and a ranked one with a party.
Yep.
So you have 4 different MMRs based on how you play in each of those. Roughly, the scale runs anywhere from 1100 to 4100. Is their internal number pretty much?
Can you see your number at any time?
After
Can you
your
see all
calibration,
4?
no, you can only see 2.
You can only see 2.
You can only see your ranked self and your ranked group
Where can I see? Can I just like look at
in
my
your
profile?
Dota profile.
In your profile, yeah. So you have a 10 game
Oh,
calibration
boy.
phase after that.
Now we get to compare MMRs.
Yep, pretty much.
Mm.
It's gonna be a big
I'm curious to see how long
cock
it
measuring
takes.
contest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my only thing is I'm curious to see how long it's going to
Whip
take for
it
me to
out.
go through this calibration period. I mean, I already feel like I'm about a third of the way through for a group. But,
I haven't been playing matchmaking games
but it's like,
in a while.
When holiday games are up, I try to play holiday games.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
I
just
like
that.
to
It's
enjoy
just
it while
I've
I
been
can.
distracted with other things.
oh, well, you get distracted with other things, or
It's okay.
it's also a limited game type pool.
Just think about it like this:
So you need to keep that in
10
mind.
10 matchmaking games is 400 minutes of time
Exactly.
At least.
at least. Actually, you know that makes. It's kind of cool actually because they gave you a 80% booster for 500 minutes.
Yep. So that's to get you through
That's
those.
new too.
Now,
500
there's only
minute
3
boosters.
game modes you can play in ranked. All pick,
I'll pick.
Captain's Draft, and Captain's Mode.
Yep.
That's it. No random draft, no single draft.
Can't play
No.
ranked while you're in low priority either.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
if you fuck around, screw you. You can't play ranked games.
Oh, my favorite change I think from this latest patch is if you're in a party and the person rage quits, everybody gets an abandon. There are now group abandons.
But he doesn't put you in low priority.
No,
Only
that
the person rage quitting.
only the person rage quitting will
Yes.
then get low priority.
Kind of sucks if you're playing with a random group of friends that you don't really know very well, and one of them's a dick. But yeah, I mean, it makes you take ownership of your team.
When you're playing in a party, yeah. Okay, so that makes that okay. When you're not when you're in a member of a group in a game, when you queue as a party and a member of your party rage quits.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good clarification.
Yes,
I like that.
I think it's a good change.
That's a good change. Yeah, that's an excellent change.
I still want a surrender button though.
I don't care. There's been so many comeback games that, like, if there was a surrender button, I wouldn't have gotten that kind of a comeback.
Absolutely,
I've had those
you,
moments.
you have people that are just like 10
No,
minutes in that
no.
are just like, I'm done. I'm hitting the surrender button, and then
No,
you
it should have to be like a 3 out of 5.
But
thing.
no,
it should
even
be-
if
it
it's
should
3
be-
out of 5,
It should be a 5 out of 5.
it should be 5.
Only a
but
5
even
out
if
of 5.
even if it's 5 out of 5,
Or then you have the one guy that's hold
you
out.
now have the like the icon or whatever, the 4 out of 5 dots, and one of them is just like one guy is completely checked out and doesn't want to play this anymore. And now you have that hanging over your head instead of just like, we need to get better, we need to do better. Like I think from like the perspective, like the mental perspective of people are checking out and you have a visual representation of them checking out is going to be more detrimental to the entire like flow of the game. Because if you're let's say I think it discourages trying to
What if
do
you
a
put,
comeback.
What if you put a limit on it as far as once you have 2 racks down, 2 lane racks down,
No.
then you're allowed
No.
to.
No,
Because
because
there's
it's
wild
still
comebacks.
possible for a comeback.
But what happens
And
when you're getting
you're discouraging them in
fountain camp?
It doesn't matter. Okay, when you're getting fountain camp, the game's over.
They're gonna push through and it's over.
It's
No,
over
I've
in
been
3
fountain
minutes
camp with
anyways.
2 racks left, and it's just pushing. It sucks.
It does suck, but if they're fountain capping or they're fountain camping, it's still
hard
possible.
to say.
It's
Fountain camping.
I've been fountain
camping.
camped and have still come back. There have
It
been
is possible.
games.
It is possible.
There have been games.
In the right game,
So,
in the right settings, in the
but-
right place.
But that's the thing. Putting in the option to surrender
Takes those away.
Does
I
take
see
that
your
away.
point.
No, I
gets
I,
rid
and
of
I agree.
that
I agree
option
with
entirely.
you. Yeah.
So there is no more comeback, and that's what I like about Dota. Like that's my draw is that even when the odds are stacked against you, if your team is good enough and you have and somebody breaks through that barrier, you can snowball and still win.
Yeah.
And giving the opportunity for another one of my teammates to just check out and just say, you know what,
That would
I
really
feel
be a
my
problem in
opinion.
pub.
It is a problem.
But
with
if
pub.
you're with a 5-man and you have that mental
in a
standing,
in a 5-man, if you watch tournaments, what happens when they decide that they're done? The entire team GGs and then they give up.
yeah.
So in a true 5-man's, if we look at it at a professional level,
There's also an admin command that kills the ancient in those situations.
but they do that in tournament, true.
Right.
But the entire team just like knows, like in a true 5-man, you all are agreeing.
They're all sitting in the same
You're
room.
all
all
talking
sitting
to-
in the same
to each
room
other
talking to
anyway.
each other,
Yeah.
You know, in these pub situations, not everybody's talking to each other. We saw
Not
that.
everybody's on the same
Well,
mental state.
yeah.
Not everybody's on the same page, and which is why the change to basically
But you know what?
punish people for that are in a party that rage quit is even better because that's a perfect example.
No, well, you know the whole thing where if everybody quits at the exact same time, time's out, and the game ends in like, what, 30 seconds? 20
Yeah.
seconds? Now, isn't that kind of the secret 5-man party?
Correct. But
Surrender.
that's the entire party
Yeah.
deciding.
So if we were all playing and we're like, okay, well, we obviously know that this
We'll
is
say
not going
GG and then we leave.
But
Yeah.
then we'd either
So
leave or we would
technically,
wait.
If
and
you're
tell
with
them
a
to
really good
finish.
5-man and you all know your shit, there already is a
QED.
surrender button.
Correct.
Okay.
But it's a
And I'm
little
not
bit.
saying use it.
But it's a little bit different than when you're in a pub
Right.
and you'll see a visual representation of somebody being checked out. Your mental state the entire time is like, well, that guy checked out. Why am I even trying?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to snowball into like games ending quicker without the attempt to try to salvage the situation. And what's fun about Dota is that you can salvage the situation.
Now, what happens when
What's-
you're playing with a friend with really shitty internet and he times out and can't get back on? So you all getting abandoned.
That's unfortunate, but that happens. I mean, the person already gets the abandon themselves.
Yeah.
You may have gotten abandoned, but like you're
Not
basically
LeBron.
It's not like it really counts against you. I
Yeah,
mean, we all
yeah.
try to keep our abandons as low as we possibly can.
Yeah, it's not like it
But-
really hurts.
I'm at 6.
I'm at 3.
I'm at 3,
I don't know what I'm at. I'm probably at like 4.
but we'll see. I mean, I like the changes.
I can count them at this one.
All right,
So
it's time,
as it is, I think it is.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
we just hit the 1 hour mark. Too,
welcome
by the way.
at 1 hour in. We are now talking about our 2013 Games of the Year,
Oh, we're now going back to this.
and with categories by Jay.
No.
Jay's
Whoa.
got the category.
All right, I've got categories here. So we want
Category number 1 of 2.
No, I've got more than just 2. I was just.
Did
kidding.
you
Well,
just-
do we want to start the
I
bottom
came.
of the
I came
list
up
or
with
go
them while
up?
we were talking about Dota.
Okay.
That's why I was actually quiet that
Then
time.
then what are
Okay, I got
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just
you just didn't want to talk.
exactly. I needed a break.
Okay, do we want to
I
start
wanted
the
to
bottom
drink.
of the list and go up?
Shut up.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You're not
Bitches!
Jay.
You're
You
not
are
Jay.
not Jay.
You're not Jay. This is my show.
Well, where's the fucking list on your
Jay
tablet?
Show,
then?
Jay Show,
Jay
Jay
Show.
Show, Jay Show.
Guess we're renaming the podcast
We are.
as
We are.
Jay's Show.
Gonna get new hosting and everything for it.
You just got the domain.
I did. What a pity. By the way, you can visit us at tacticalpause.com or
Coming
Go ahead,
soon.
No, you
Coming
can't. You can.
soon.
you can. It forwards over to our Libsyn homepage.
Oh, okay.
All right,
You
this
can't
guy.
visit us though.
No, you shouldn't.
Not
It's really
really.
bad.
We're not there.
But you can tweet us over at Tactical
Like,
Pause on Twitter.
can
It's kind of
download the
redundant. It's
podcast.
like, yeah, you got the RSS feed, you subscribe, but you can visit the website
To get
visit
the-
the RSS
See
feed.
the RSS feed.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have
So-
work to do.
You can visit the website to get links one day,
One day we'll see.
or you can visit the YouTube,
Eventually.
or visit us on Twitter at Tactical Pause.
Yep, that's it.
Is it?
That is.
Did
got
Tell
that.
us what you think.
Did we really? Did we really?
We did.
I gotta
At
mark that.
Tactical Pause.
I added you on Twitter, or I followed
All
you on
right.
Twitter with the
At
account.
Tactical
I
Pause.
don't
All
fucking
one
check
word.
My Twitter.
I know you don't.
Is
Not
it all
unless you're
one
really
word?
drunk or there's some like political debate going on.
I don't want to be a
Or
twin.
And
or I need to like put my arm up at some random
Developer.
Developer, yes. That's. I mean, what else do you use Twitter for?
So
Do you check things? Are you supposed to check things?
I check things. I have
There's
like
all
news
sorts
running
of
through it.
reasons.
I have a couple things that run through Twitter.
Anyways, well, I need to go to my Trello account.
So
Oh,
were we gonna do the
And
award
mark off
games
that-
like 20 minutes ago?
The awards were supposed to start about.
We're talking
10
about Game of
minutes
the Year.
ago. Okay.
Okay, we're only doing Game of the Year?
Do we only want to do
I
Game of the Year?
Why did you just say Hunger Games?
I didn't say Hunger Games. I said Video
You're
Game Awards.
Hearing things.
We'll check back on that. I have the list right here if Jay wants
Well,
to read it.
no. These are our Game of the Year, not what some list
Well,
says.
okay.
I just remember
Well,
you
these are the
saying it
ones
was
that
Jay's
they
show
put-
a
This
minute
is-
ago.
You shut up.
You know what?
All right.
Fuck you all.
So
We're gonna
let's
smoke a
get to
cigarette.
let's
I'm so sad. now.
let's get to Game of the Year. But
I just added
first-
web presence from to do to done. So thank you for taking care of the Twitter and the website.
Thank you.
James.
thank you.
Good work.
Good job.
Good
Good job, Mitch.
Good team cooperation.
This is the app, by the way.
Oh,
Team
cool.
fusion.
So we have to do's, and then we have done's, and then we have doings.
so I was gonna ask. I
Streamlining
was gonna ask for a
business.
top game on each platform, but I'm pretty sure PS3 is already
I don't have all
going.
the platforms.
I know, but you've played games on all platforms.
I've played the only game that matters on the PS3.
Exactly. I know. So your PS3 is gonna go straight to everybody's
La-
PS3 is
Actually,
gonna go to
I-
Last of
all right.
Us.
I will start.
Oh, you just closed your tablet. Why are you gonna?
I'm
open it back
opening
up?
my tablet.
He's starting, folks.
He's starting.
Starting. Hold on that. You have to wait until my document updates, and I don't have actually what I'm
Okay.
voted on for my
This is
document.
what
I am starting.
I had an idea.
I'm starting. I'm starting to talk about my games of the year.
Yes, Cody has the floor.
I have the floor.
Bert,
I
shut
have
up.
the floor.
Bert, shut up.
Where's my gavel?
It's your fist right
There
now.
shall be no stamping of the hands
Yes.
in the podcast.
Please, because it's making big bumps on the sound.
They know
I
that
know
it's
they
my
do.
gavel. It's my dick, actually. That's what happens.
What are your games of the year? What are your
Pounding
games of the
against
year?
the
Go ahead.
bottom of the desk.
Tell me what your categories are.
We didn't agree on doing categories. Like, I just.
That's
Why
why I
don't
had
you
an
just tell us
idea.
what your personal games
All right,
of the
so
year
I
were?
played a lot of games this year.
Okay.
And I honestly keep going back to BioShock. So, as far as like what really affected me this year, I'm gonna go with what affected me the most. What changed my life the most? What game changed my life the most? I would have to go with BioShock Infinite. It's just, I don't know. It didn't change my life. No, it didn't. But it was my most memorable moment of the year. Like the
Most memorable gaming.
most
You
memorable.
took the most
gaming-
screenshots.
it was the only game that I can remember in a long time where I just spent the majority of my time like lining up certain angles. So like the object that I wanted to take a screenshot of, like
Screenshot.
screen shits.
We're
They're
going
screen
like
dumps.
that.
They're screen dumps. Screen shits. So I took a screenshot of like I wanted the object and I wanted to frame it correctly. I spent so much time like doing that, and it wasn't just the beginning level. It wasn't just like certain parts. And in the other games I played this year, I'm not saying that there wasn't these moments that were just like, man, I just want to sit and soak in this moment. But BioShock Infinite had a lot of those where I just wanted to be in that world at all times.
What about the DLC?
The DLC was excellent. The story, I mean, it was a little. I feel like the beginning.
It was M.
the
Night
beginning.
Shyamalan for me.
But
In the good way.
in the good way. Yeah.
good way.
No. The ending, like I said,
What a
the,
twist!
The ending was excellent. And it kind of made you think about the story. You know what? Why I like it so much? It felt like a Coen brother movie or a Stanley Kubrick film where after you finished it, you had to question the story. You had to think about it. It wasn't just a clear cut. This is what happened. They left the right things open, and they allowed you to kind of explore your own reasoning why things happened. And for me, like I play games for the story. Like I play games to really experience that world and that story. And BioShock Infinite did it for me, like beyond anything. It felt good to play that game. It felt good to. It's like
Keep in your pants.
what I can equate it to is just the ending of a series, like the ending of Battlestar Galactica or the ending of Lost. Like those were excellent TV shows, and I invested a lot of time and emotion into those. And I feel like I had that same connection with BioShock Infinite, and I haven't had that with the game, even with like the games that I've enjoyed, like Skyrim or stuff in the recent past. I haven't had that type of emotional investment or that type of attachment to a game, and that's why that's my game of the year. Last of Us had similar, like it was like that, but the thing about The Last of Us is it didn't. I did question the very end. The very end of the game was excellent, and the way that the note that they ended it on was should probably will go down in history as one of the better endings of a game, because it was like a book or like the others, but it didn't linger as much as BioShock Infinite does, and I think that's because it was more the sci-fi nature of Infinite. Last of Us felt like watching a marathon of The Walking Dead or. Just felt like it felt like or the World War Z over a 20 to 30 hour period. It felt like it was a very complete story, and it just kind of like Infinite. It stuck with me, but I see because I played it so quickly. I played it over a weekend. I feel like I have like a moment of time where like I was with those characters. So Last of Us gets my number 2. And number 3, I'm going to go with Grand Theft Auto 5. And only because these are the top games. Because I have other games that I feel like I've spent more time with than these games. But as far as story and like my experience with them, these are my top 3 experiences this year. Grand Theft Auto 5 was the greatest hits of Rockstar in the past 10 years.
All put in one game.
All put in one game, and that's what was the best thing about it. It was like it was the best parts. Well, I wouldn't say all the best parts, but it was the best parts of GTA 4, San Andreas, Red Dead Redemption, Bully, poker, not poker. Okay,
Imagine if they had
not poker.
horses.
Tennis.
Tennis is what I'm saying. Yeah, tennis. Like golf. Yeah, all these like tiny mini games that fit into this world. The story was really good, but it didn't make you think. It was just like a generic, like
It was just a
90s action film.
Yeah.
type
Popcorn
story.
flick.
And you know what? That's why it's up there, because I mean, if I did a review of the movies of the year, I would have a popcorn flick along with like my 2 films that I really enjoyed. And I feel like Grand Theft Auto absolutely takes the popcorn pick. It was a fun game to play. It was really polished for the activities that you needed to do, but I feel like it was still missing something. There was still just it was a good go, but it wasn't complete. And who knows when that's maybe another one of these open world. Maybe it was because it was the last great game of the last generation. It really was. I mean, if you look at some of these newer gen games, even Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and you kind of compare it to Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto feels last generation, while Black Flag feels next generation.
Yeah.
And it feels like the climax of last generation's open world games, and it did and it's for what that is, it's excellent, but it's not my game of the year. Up there though.
All right.
Well, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, I have categories.
You have category.
Hold on.
Fucking
I'm gonna
goddamn.
say it, and then
I
one
just had
at a
this
time.
awesome
I'm gonna.
essay like
You guys.
approach,
Wait, Cody.
and I was hoping that everybody else would continue, but now we're doing categories.
Wait, this is what we're gonna do.
And one thing, we're not explaining shit. You just fucking say the category,
No.
say the game, and then
That's
we're
it.
done.
We're gonna go Jay, Cody, Gabers, me, and then I say the next category, and we're gonna go through this. You have to say the first.
Do you want to sit
game.
and explain your game like I did, or do you
The
want to
first
just say your
game once pops up out of your head.
No, we will do
This
that.
one-
We will do that, but I still want
This
the
is
top 3 game experiences of the year to you and explained. Go.
I agree.
Well, Gabers, you want to go?
No,
next?
you're first. Go.
Well, you just went, so
Well, you're second.
I'm second.
So go.
Okay. Well, if I was gonna just do a straight top 3, I mean, obviously Bioshock Infinite's in the 3. I don't know if they're my number 1, but that was a fantastic game. If anything, I think the fighting mechanics they could have used more from the first one. But oh my god, it was like as you first played it the very first time, you get into that fucking lighthouse,
and you come down
and the thing fucking turns you, and you see your gun fall, and you're like, "Oh God, what's going on?" But
Well,
you know,
I had that same experience with the original Bioshock. Like with I mean,
Exactly.
but the thing is
the plane crash.
that game like it started and it just kept going and go, like it was.
Yeah, and
The pacing was
building,
excellent, yeah.
and building, and then you're walking through the church halls, and you see like the reflecting water.
As
the
far as
music.
so VGX. Side note, I'm sorry to interrupt, but VGX had best music.
We're gonna get to
in
that.
a game. Obviously it's a category, but Bioshock Infinite, far done, had the best musical direction.
And it won.
it
it
won
didn't
a
win,
song.
not
It won best song.
It won
won
best,
best
song,
song in a game.
but not best like
Soundtrack.
soundtrack.
GTA
That's shitty.
5.
You did win best characters. The Latus twins.
Anyways, continue.
So
So Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, VGX sucks anyway. Don't worry about it. So Bioshock Infinite sits in your top 3.
Exactly like what you said. Now, as far as my other 2 would go, I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto, but it really fell off in the multiplayer. And the multiplayer is fun. It was chaotic. It was great. Don't get me wrong. But they could have done so much more with the story system that they took from the first, and they just fucking threw it out the window and they started fresh. And all it was a bunch of death matches. And I feel like the multiplayer is what everybody was really building up to.
Does it make it into your top 3 though?
Yeah. Son of a bitch. Yeah, it does. But for my third, I'm going to have to go with, because I'm sad to say this, I still haven't played The Last of Us. So it's not going to go in my top 3. but I'm gonna give it to Injustice.
Really?
Really?
That's a random game, but I
You
really
just
liked it.
look at the games of the year and games that came out this year, and
I'll
it's like,
take that one.
I like the superhero game.
I was actually kidding. I was gonna give it to Stanley Parable because as much as it's not a big amazing fucking game, it's one of those really really original games. It's one of those ones trying to do something different.
Oh, I agree.
And-
It was excellent.
It was really well done.
No,
and there's still so much more to add to it that's not complete.
I think I will tell you what I think. We'll come back to that because like there's a lot of games that came out this year that kind of went against the grain as far as what is supposed to happen in the genre, and I think Stanley Parable is definitely in
Probable.
there. Probables. James,
Your top three.
Jimmy.
My top three. Well, I'm definitely gonna throw BioShock up there because that was the first game that I felt like I had to get through in the single player, and I had to experience. And it was one of those blockbusters that I didn't mind waiting or waiting for those delays.
10 months.
That
after
and,
it's come
like
out,
I
we're
didn't
still talking about it. That's
I
what
didn't
was
mind
thinking.
the not just mind the delays, like the hype that surrounded it
Exactly.
was completely justified.
It was, and it excited me because I loved BioShock 1. I wasn't as big of a fan of 2.
Never played 2.
I felt like 2 needed some drastic changes.
I didn't play 2 because it wasn't by the same developer.
But exactly, and it'll sit at 3 for me right now. I really loved going through the music, hearing those musical tunes like the 80s songs and 60s songs, all redone in that just art style that's contained within that little world, was awesome.
It really proves that art direction is trumps graphical like fidelity.
Absolutely. Now let me finish. So, sorry.
Can I finish?
Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
Okay, I'm finished.
So,
Wait 1 second. Okay, you can finish.
So I feel like it brought a lot to it within the atmosphere. When you were switching universes, you felt that there was a drastic change to this universe from the one that you were just in, and it was a good, solid game that was well polished, was well atmospheric wise, was looked absolutely beautiful. The draw distance was gorgeous. I loved every moment of it, starting from the narrative all the way through the action into the ending. The ending really makes you think, really makes you, if you don't get it at first, then you can start a conversation, and it's a great conversation piece to keep going around with.
Yeah, I agree. Like beyond anything, like that game made me like, hey, what did you like?
Yeah.
Talk to you. What did you think of the ending? What is your interpretation of what happens?
So what do you think Elizabeth meant by when she said this, or do you believe that
I want you to
Without
play
giving
The
too
Last
much
of Us
away,
because I think The Last of Us had that type of ending too. But that's why I liked it. It was just I agree. I mean, it was you felt like you.
You know one thing I always questioned
Huh.
is when you jump from one universe to another in BioShock, what happens to the universe you left?
So good.
it still goes on?
It still goes on and yours is gone.
You're just gone. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is,
You're tearing between the two, and
so now
there might be
In
another
some, you were dead, and then you came back to life.
yeah, there might be another representation of you in that universe.
Absolutely.
yeah,
So,
could be another one of you alive.
You
Still.
should read the Golden Compass.
So what else, Jay?
Yeah.
so BioShock is I'll say number 3 for me.
Did you just say Saint Row? I forgot I played that game this year.
I was going to say, no, I wasn't going to throw Saints Row 4 in there only because I still feel like I
Three was a
don't
better
know.
co-op experience.
3 was not even so much a better co-op experience. I think they're both very solid co-op experience. We never had any problems. We were in and out of.
Can I clarify what I meant?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4, really fun. Like the storyline was pretty cool. I mean, I liked being like in the Matrix.
Right.
But like, dude, okay, let's say we had to go to an objective.
Right.
We just were like, okay, I'll meet you there, and we like took off in different directions and flew there or did whatever we can to get there, like collecting things on the way.
That's true.
But in 3, we got in the car and then we like drove around the city together, and then like
That's true, and I feel like the superpowers, while they were great and they totally fit the scheme, I think kind of ruined it a hair.
yeah,
It really
it was too much.
It was like, well, the world had no weight to it. You could literally transverse on a glide in a matter of like a minute and a half.
But the thing is that it was because it was the same map as 3
Right.
that it was so forgivable because you already knew the map. So like it wouldn't make sense to give you all those powers.
And it had great moments. I loved the Leave It to Beaver stuff. I loved, you know.
Still talking about a game that's not even in your top 3.
I know.
No,
I know.
it's up there though.
It
was
it's
up
an
there.
honorable mention.
It's absolutely an honorable
It's an
mention.
honorable
Because
mention.
especially when contrasted and compared to Grand Theft Auto 5, it's an interesting. It's like
It
Grand
is.
Theft Auto 5 given like fucking crazy powers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's a fun game, and we played it this year co-op. That's another huge thing. Is
Yeah.
that it was Grand Theft Auto
It was
5.
your Brokeback Mountain. I get it.
Wow. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Bazinga!
I couldn't quit him.
All right, what else, Jay?
My 2 spot, I'm gonna have to give probably over to, probably Battlefield.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't ran into too many of the launcher problems.
But you're only level 10.
I know, but I've
And your
enjoyed
number 2
it.
spot of the game of the year
Of the year,
is Battlefield 4.
I'm gonna say Battlefield 4.
And you played the single player?
No. No, but Battlefield has never been a single player game to me. I know I always played and I ranted and raved about fucking Call of Duty single players a couple times, and Battlefield has just never been. I've always gone for multiplayer first.
Call of Duty single player is like a Michael Bay movie.
Exactly.
I mean, and they're enjoyable. Like I'll watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'll
watch Con Air. Is Con Air Michael Bay? It's like first Michael Bay.
Bringing back the Commander, I think was awesome. It's adding more to the game.
How often do you play it with your tablet?
I've actually played quite a bit with the tablet.
Yeah?
I really like it. I think the Commander app is really cool.
Commander did a lot for me.
It did, but I mean, even with Battlefield 3, I only got to level like 30 or so, and I play in bits and pieces.
But even with, I mean, you ranted last week, and currently,
absolutely.
and currently,
Absolutely.
Hold on, let's just get some clarification. Currently, you still can't play China Rising.
No,
with me.
no, absolutely not.
A week later,
But
And it's number 2.
and
As
it's your number 2,
my number 2
game of the year.
but
It's that good. That shit doesn't
Hey,
even
no.
matter.
I'm not saying I agree. Like I would put it up there too, but
It's a good
I
game.
went off of single player experiences and what like how now if I went off of multiplayer experiences, I would absolutely put Battlefield 4 at the top of, because there's not a game where I can get into a jet, fucking kill 3 people in the air,
absolutely,
almost like get hit and then like eject right at the last second to land right in front of a tank and be engineer, of course,
and
and then
repair it.
well, no, enemy tank
Oh.
to bust out my RPG and shoot it right
launch
before
it,
it
yeah.
explode it, run. That doesn't happen in any other game.
No.
And Battlefield 4 really solidifies that experience. But
So as a multiplayer experience and as a first-person shooter, it's caught my attention. I've always been a big first-person shooter player ever since Counter-Strike and ever since Half-Life 1.
yeah,
Doom. I've always loved first-person shooters, and right now that is my first-person shooter, and they'll always hold a place in my heart. And,
Battlefield absolutely.
so that's ranking it 2 for me. As much as I'll bitch and moan, and I may hate the monetary practices of EA and or DICE,
And not even play it with me.
and not I can't right now. I'm sorry, that's beyond my control. Well, actually, no, I can purchase it now, so I will play with you. That sounded really dirty.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna sit number 2. My number 1 game, and this is gonna
I thought it was
sound
Bioshock.
no, that was 3.
Oh, okay,
That was 3. Battlefield 4 is 2 for me.
gotcha.
My number 1 is Dota 2.
It did come out.
It
this
did
year.
come out this
It-
year.
it-
It
it
did
was-
come out this year.
It was technically released. This is the time that I can definitively say that quantitatively, I have sunk more time into that game than anything else within
and
my
not
library.
just playing it too.
And not just playing it. I have gotten tournament views out of it.
Oh, speaking of which, this should be mentioned. The Dota 2 patch allowed if any one of us
that.
bought a tournament pass
And we're in a
and
party.
in a party, we can watch that tournament together.
Well, what happens too is if you're in a party and somebody goes to spectate a game and asks everybody, hey, the commander is watching this game. Do you want to join him and watch
pretty
it too?
That's pretty cool. I like that. And that's that. So can you still VoIP while? That's
When
I
you-
don't know.
You
That
can't,
would
you can't talk in the menu system, but once you're in spectator chat, yeah, you can talk.
you can VoIP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, VoIP?
So-
You
no,
talk
like
with
you use your
voice.
microphone and talk. I don't,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't.
you can use your Microsoft.
That's cool.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's really cool.
While spectating
So-
games, yes.
So it was released this year. It felt like it's grown over the year. The International 3 has just wowed me as an event.
You know, do you see? I don't play League, and I don't want to, and I don't
No.
care about it. But the amount of people that were at the latest League of Legends tournament was mind blowing. I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures from the event.
I heard about it, but I didn't see anything from it.
It really does blow Dota out of the water as far as.
It's-
Because
their
they
fan
don't
base
know
right now.
about the truth.
I agree.
They'll
But I
find
think
out.
Dota is a much better game. But the amount of like rabid fans that are attached to that game is fucking unparalleled.
No, absolutely.
It's big. It was bigger than like there's something they're saying something that like the League of Legends tournament was bigger than the Super Bowl this year.
Wow. Like I know we have the biggest prize pool, but it's nice to see that they have a very strong fan base, and more power to that game. I will be a Dota player.
Well, you know, when you're
But
when you're
it- it
appealing
just-
when you're appealing to 13-year-olds,
The conversation. I'm just saying. Yes, they're both free, but the conversation leads to. Is this this is future esports?
Oh yeah.
So where do you think it's going to go from here? Like if we're saying that a webcasted event that's not on television gets more views than traditionally the biggest television event of the year.
So my number one spot went to Dota because it was released this year. Because we've had the third and more definitive international that showed that the fans can then contribute to the prize pool. The community behind it seems very solid. Cosmetics allow you to change your characters without changing the game, and make it feel very personal
Yeah.
to you. So you feel like when you have your Juggernaut, it's your Juggernaut,
Yeah.
or it's your Ursa, or and there's enough variety coming through from holiday maps that kick it up, and the meta is always changing, and I think it's a game that
Source filmmaker.
Source Filmmaker, the support that they've put in there, and especially with the new camera view that you can get, is absolutely amazing, and it's going to do wonders for people trying to do machinimas and anything within there.
Well, I mean, it just lends to the
So-
how popular the game is. Like we're giving you the tools to make videos. People who watch the videos get more pumped about the game.
And I'm going to be pumping more countless hours in the game. I'm going to be playing that game for quite some time. Ranked matchmaking is now out. I'm
It's
gonna
the
find
only
my
it's the
rank.
only game that you can really say that you're going to be continue to like.
I know I will be continuing.
There's-
Battlefield
it
4,
is-
you might.
I
keep
might fall
playing.
off. I might hop
Yeah.
back on to the next expansion.
it's unlimited replay value. It is like the
That's because every
founding
single
youth
game
of
you
replay.
play is
It's
a
different.
It was a different game,
It's
different
never
turnout
the
of
same.
heroes.
no matter what.
Never
Yeah,
the same.
It's not like Call of Duty or well, I guess League is different too, but it's not like Call of Duty. It's not like the standard. Battlefield's different for me, but it's still you can get repetitive. Oh yes, I spawn. Oh wait, there's somebody behind me to the left.
Yeah, or these people? This squad keeps coming out of this corner. I'll just sit here and I can wait. Oh, there's the squad respawned and they're coming back out this
Yeah.
corner. And,
It's different. It's always different.
Right.
With Dota.
MOBAs in general just have a nice open platform that they can be different every single game.
And it's a strategy field too.
Yeah.
You feel so accomplished. when
It's
you kill
it's not
people.
just. I mean, that's the draw of StarCraft 2. It's teamwork too. It's like
Fine-
strategy with
and,
the team.
and that's getting to my final point for why I'm choosing this as game of the year, is that it requires such a team dynamic that
It forces
you
people
want to
play
work
together,
right. You want to play with your friends
Yeah.
because you find that you can trust your friends more and their judgments and how their play style works over trying to find random people. Now, random people are always going to be available.
You can find a good team to play with.
Exactly.
But you're more forgiving over your friends like fucking up or
Right,
or
you'll
doing-
yell at them, but get over it by the end of the match and
Correct.
move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a game that really solidifies playing with my friends,
that's true.
and with me, living furthest away from everyone, it feels like my greatest connection to anyone right now.
that's,
So
that's true.
it's my WoW crack right now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's,
So-
I was gonna mention that. Like other than an MMO, which would be like a much deeper connection, but yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's gonna rank BioShock at 3, Battlefield for 2, Dota at 1 for me.
So that gives us to Gabers.
Yes. So, I mean, I think BioShock's in there somewhere for me, too. I think everybody loved that game this year, so... I'll call BioShock my number 1. That's probably...
Okay.
I mean, I have a hard time getting through games. I'll start a game, and then I'll be like 3/4 of the way through it, and I get distracted, and I do something else. And that didn't happen with BioShock. I finished that whole thing all the way through, and I started a second round. Like, I started it in the extra hard mode and started playing
That's rare
that
for
too.
a game.
Yeah,
It
I don't do that a lot.
For a single player first person shooter, it's rare to want to go through it again. Half-Life, I had that.
Yeah.
Thing. BioShock was the other.
All right. So, actually, I want to make an honorable mention this year because got the Oculus Rift this year, and then out of all the games I've played, the one I showed you, and that's kind of the reason why I showed you guys when you got here. I've played through all the way up to that point, a little bit past Ravenholm, in VR the entire time, and honestly, as far as immersive experiences go, nothing comes even close to that. And
I'll always play Half-Life 2 over and over again.
well, Half-Life 2, but
But within the VR,
in VR,
amazing. It's really cool.
it's like it's a I don't know if it's just the art direction of Half-Life 2, or that game is just like I don't,
So you're throwing BioShock 1 or BioShock Infinite at number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Okay. Anything that you wanted to add to as to why you're throwing it? at
No,
one?
I mean, I think you guys covered it. It's
Do you have a number 2?
a super immersive game. It's a great game for number 1, and I think it got really good awards at VGX. I think those were appropriate.
The Luteus twins.
Yeah, the Lutesses
Lutesses.
and the best song in game and
The Circle
something
Goes
else.
Unbroken.
Yeah,
I really like that.
a bunch of
little
good
moment.
stuff. So
I
I
think
don't
the
know.
music should have won. The music. Well, you know what?
The
I only
music,
really
though,
only-
aside
I
from the
really
few
only remember
songs,
2 songs from that game.
the music
guitar
doesn't-
scene and then the
I think
the,
GTA
Beach Boys scene.
overall had a better
I remember
soundtrack.
One of my favorite scenes is you walk by a rift and you hear a song, and what was it? It was like a Stone song or something, and you're oh God, I'm gonna get it so wrong. People are gonna hate me for it. And then later you jump into another universe, and it's when everything's happening, and you walk by a little black girl kind of just sitting on a corner, and she's
Singing the
singing
same
the
song.
same song that
Yeah.
she's hearing through these riffs.
Yeah.
And you see how like these tears in the universe are affecting
Yeah.
and developing the
Well,
world.
Yeah.
in a
no, they
weird way.
used that song in a different
Yeah.
way. Like she was, the black girl was using that song as a
It was
song.
a hymn.
It was like a
As
there you go.
like that was really powerful, and like
Yeah.
that was actually not thinking about.
To get
back
things
at
like
that,
that in a game,
That was
you don't
really
get
a
it
powerful
a lot.
moment.
That was really cool.
And that was using music only as a cue. So Grand Theft Auto, like it had a lot of good music in that game, and it used music really well in that game. One of my favorite scenes in GTA 5. I mean, they use music really well in that game, like as far
They do.
as setting the scene and like the actions that you're doing. But spoiler alert: when you're taking back the Stockholm Syndrome wife of the drug dealer dude, and it's playing Boston or whatever. God, I forget the song, and it's raining, and it's just like like.
I will love you
something like that. It was just like, man, like, and they had that game. Like, if you play through the single player game, I'm sure you'll find a lot of moments like that. And so, in that respect, there was a lot more moments than in BioShock. But BioShock, like, getting that.
BioShock brought emotion into
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
A
it
lot
was
of emotion.
cheesy. The Grand Theft Auto 5 was cheesy and it worked.
GTA
But it
had some
wasn't-
good stuff.
But there
yeah.
wasn't emotion to
Yeah.
it. There wasn't.
It was serious drama.
Yeah, like using the hymn,
BioShock.
as as a for the black girl later in BioShock as like a song of hope, and then earlier was just like a dance
Yeah.
a dance song was really interesting.
Yeah.
And it really made that moment hit a lot harder.
Yeah.
So.
That's why it was number 1. It was a good game.
So 2.
Yeah.
2, Jay, you stole from me, was going to be Dota. It did drop this year. And so, yeah, out of any other game, numbers wise, I've got a couple thousand hours into Dota now. So for a game that came out this year, that's pretty good. I mean, I spent that much time in beta, and I'm still playing, and I'm still anxious for new updates and new characters, and it's always changing, and abilities are changing, and balance comes out, and always a good game. So I'd say Dota is probably my number 2, and the only one that's different from you guys is my number 3, which was Don't Starve.
It's a good one.
For such a small indie developer, Klee Games, I think they built Shank too. Shank, a few other games. I think No, they didn't do Gunpoint. But Don't Starve was it was great. I spent close to 100 hours on it this year, and just wandering around, and I mean, you'd be surprised at how much just wandering and trying to survive can actually entertain you. Like just trying to survive more than the winter, and then survive past one winter, and maybe make it to the second winter. Holy shit, the second winter! Like, that's amazing. I haven't got that far yet, and so just little things like that, where like setting it, you can almost like set small personal goals for the game, where you're like, if I could just do this, I think I'd be happy. But
If I can get this tomorrow and I get this taken care of, I'll be set.
That feels like Civ 5 almost, where you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, the next round. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I experienced that a lot with Don't Starve, where
Yeah.
it'll be like 11.
Just one more day.
11 p.m. You're like, oh wait, I need to get enough wood to build my thing, and once I build my thing, I'll be good. And then when it gets to that time with your thing, you're like, well, I
kind of need some food.
I kind of need some food, so I don't want to like get back into the game and be starving. So like, I'll just go
because
get
I
some
won't
food.
remember where to go.
And then I'll get some food and then come back and be like, well, I kind of need to make sure I have
Oh shit!
torches.
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. Yeah, and then you realize, oh wait, it's 2:30 in the morning.
In the
my
real
time.
morning.
In the real morning. But hold on, winter's almost coming, so I really need to go find that.
I can't stop
Hufflepuff
right
lump
before
to-
winter.
I can't stop right before winter. I mean, like I want to have like clothes before I like log back on and play winter. That game is
And on top of it all, I still haven't even unlocked all the characters. I still have 2 characters to unlock that you can play with. That it's like, you have to be good at the game to get all the characters. You can't suck. Like, you have to be able to survive the adventure mode and the survival mode and be able to do both at the same time. So, I don't know. I think it's a great game. Spent a lot of time on it. How, you've been playing it, right?
Yeah, I got it. I think at the last sale, and I've been playing it a little more recently. And so
I love
the girlfriend's been playing it a lot more than I have.
Yeah.
And she's been really enjoying it. So I'm gonna have to get it for her account, so I don't.
Does
kick
it
her
already
off.
have a Steam app?
And then is
Well,
what?
Steam app?
Well, you have your laptop, but I actually just pulled mine up. I am at 1,430.2 hours of Dota.
I'm not logged in since Steam updated on my iPad. So that I think those are really good a really good top 3.
I would make some honorable mentions this year.
Well, we can get to honorable mentions 'cause there are a few. Like
Let's just do that and call it a day.
you don't want to do your categories.
No,
you're
we're fine.
over it now.
I'm over
We
it.
kind of covered them, and we
We
kind of
did.
put them into different. We covered what we did. Category wise, like we'd have to say, okay, like best. What were
Bert was going to play round robin. Come on,
What were your
let's do it.
what were your
Let's
categories?
play the round
I'm
robin.
curious.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, so really quick, you, Jade, Cody, Gavers, me. You say exactly the first game that comes to mind. You don't get to explain anything. You just say that.
Dota
you
2.
got it.
Dota 2.
I have 2,100 hours.
Dota
playing
2.
Dota 2.
Oh wait, my tablet died, so I can't pull up the list anymore.
Wow.
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 All right, well, my
So
honorable mentions
much
this year,
fail.
Spelunky.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that.
I'm still addicted to it because like it's
Because you still haven't gotten through the jungle.
well, I have gotten to the jungle, but I've never gotten like okay. So what you have to do is you have to get like it's a roguelike game where it's a platformer, but it's randomly generated every time. It's about 4 or 5 levels, with each level having 4 stages. I've gotten to the jungle level, about the 2nd stage of the jungle level, but that's only the 2nd stage. I don't know. It's a real fun like time killer game where I hop in. It's like Binding of Isaac. I think Don't Starve requires a little bit more dedication.
You have to plan.
You have
For
to plan.
Don't Starve.
Yeah, you have to plan for Don't Starve. Like this, you don't really have to plan for.
Okay.
I can just like get in and play a few rounds and then.
My honorable mention, DuckTales.
Yeah.
DuckTales. Woo!
Actually,
Okay,
I had
I got
one
the
I could
list.
think of it.
Oh, Starbound.
Starbound
Starbound is my other mention.
It's not even out yet.
Okay.
It's not
okay.
out. It's early out. Hold on.
yet.
Well, this can go into the first.
Shut
one.
the fuck up! I'm talking about
Starbound.
starships.
Some bullshit.
You can fucking categorize.
Why don't we just make Star Citizen your top game of
Yeah.
the year too?
Every
while
year.
we're at it. Every year. Last year's game of the year, Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
That was last year's game of the year.
Today's
It doesn't matter.
this year's game of the
We're
year,
talking
Star
about
Citizen.
Starbound, not Star Citizen.
Next year, Star Citizen.
That's probably true. Starbound
2015, when the game might actually come out.
might
Star
actually.
Citizen.
Star
It
Citizen.
might be pushed back, but Starbound is an okay. It's like Terraria in space, except you have quests and you have multiplayer. Well,
Okay.
you have multiplayer in Terraria too.
Okay.
It's fun.
My honor. Oh, God
You said
damn it.
DuckTales.
No, I
You
had.
said DuckTales.
I did.
Well, I
Cody's
found the
already had,
fucking
like,
list, so
3.
let's-
Shut up about your
Different
goddamn categories, Jay.
You're the one that
Honorable
said
mention.
we're gonna do it.
You wanted to do them.
My second honorable mention is I'm gonna have to throw it over to Final Fantasy, because as a relaunch for an MMO, to come back and to have as much praise as it's gotten and to it was a very beautiful MMO.
It was a good game.
Visually, it looked and it felt like a Final Fantasy universe.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was a very visually pleasing game, and it looked really good, and I really liked it. That'll be my other honorable mention.
That's a good
We're
one.
done with that.
That's a good one.
Okay, are we doing this?
We're ready.
Do
Okay.
you know? Wait.
Do you have an honorable mention? Just give
Honorable
yourself an honorable
mention. Honorable mention.
Any
What-
games that
yeah.
Do you have an honorable mention? I think of one.
No.
You have none.
I'll mention Star Citizen again.
I'm sure you will. If I was going to do a honorable mention, I would do it on randomly Alan Wake because I just love that game. That's an old.
Wait,
game.
no.
That's all
Did
game
you
that doesn't
play
count.
this game this year? An honorable.
I did play it this
an
year, actually.
An honorable
Honorable.
mention from this year. What other
A
game
game
have
that
you
came
been
out this
dedicating your time to?
Dead Rising 3. Dead Rising 3 was a surprisingly really cool Xbox One release game. It was very fun. It was very dynamic,
Did
but
you
not
beat it?
over. Yeah. I haven't beaten it yet, no. But it was very dynamic in the sense that there's a lot to do, but there's not so much to do that it overwhelms you.
Gamers,
And I've been enjoying that.
got an honorable mention?
Dishonored.
Oh, that's right. He's been playing the DLC.
Was that
DLC's
nice.
been really good. It's been fun.
All right, Bert. What are your stupid categories?
Okay, ready? Most anticipated game.
Wait,
Anticipated game?
Anticipated game.
For-
Any game coming out that's not out right now. What's your most
Titanfall.
for
anticipated game?
2017.
Watch
Any
Dogs.
game random.
Titanfall.
Watch Dogs.
Titanfall.
Watch Dogs.
The Vision.
Half-Life 3.
Vision.
Division.
Visions. The Visions of Vision.
Best soundtrack in a game.
I'll have to go Grand Theft Auto.
Fuck. I want to say Bioshock. But I'm gonna go.
You only get to say one
I'm
thing.
gonna go Starbound.
Okay. I could have seen you.
Don't Starve.
Nice. I'm gonna go with Bioshock. I liked all their Red-Dead songs. Your character of the year.
Oh shit. Willem Dafoe
Okay.
Oh,
from Beyond Two Souls.
I'm gonna go with Joel from The Last of Us.
Nice.
Booker.
Actually, no. I'm gonna change mine to Ellen
Booker, do
Page.
it.
Why would you
Alan
interrupt
Page?
me? You
Sorry.
son of a bitch.
'Cause I'm an
They're
asshole.
from the same game.
Same game. Same shitty
Booker,
game.
do it.
Booker, do
Because
it.
I want to be as dreamy.
I'm
as
gonna
he
go with
is.
Deadpool from the Deadpool game, as random as that is, but I fucking love Deadpool.
Did you play that?
Yes. Best voice actress. At my friend's place.
Best voice actress.
Actress. Random character. You don't even have to know the actress's name, the character.
Yeah. Who?
you just said
no.
Ellen Page.
No, that was for
That'd be best character.
Character. Ellen Cage's character of Beyond Two Souls.
The lady that does like Gladys and voices in Dota. And
Gladys.
Well, I guess they.
You gotta do this
had
quick.
Voices in Dota. I only had a few games with. I had fake Ellen Page, and I had Elizabeth from Bioshock.
You only get one.
But that's.
Okay.
I'm saying that the only games that had women in them that I played that had women actresses.
Then which one do you pick?
Well, I would say Bioshock.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth from Bioshock. I wouldn't say Elizabeth from Bioshock. I think she did a good job.
I kind of fell in love with her.
Best voice actor.
Oh, the guy that did Booker.
The guy that does Axe.
Axe
Dota.
from Dota. Axe.
Doesn't he also do Storm Spirit?
I think so.
Yeah.
Then that
Puddin'
guy.
Pop.
Then that guy too. That's the only guy I like.
Look at that handsome devil. Okay.
I think he's also
Same
the
guy.
sniper.
Same
too.
guy.
Same guy.
Same-
Gamers goes
yeah.
with the same guy.
Hey, Allison, you got a package. Sorry.
I had
Good
one.
one.
Oh god, I had one. For voice actor, it was gonna be someone who did a really good job in a really good game.
Of course.
Oh,
it was.
I was gonna go with the guy that did Trevor in Grand Theft Auto because Trevor was
I
fucking
didn't even think of Grand Theft Auto.
perfect.
Yeah, he was excellent.
He was
was.
fucking amazing and one of my favorite game characters in a long time.
That's true.
Best DLC of the year, Jay.
Oh shit.
Bioshock.
Yeah.
Bioshock.
Though I haven't really played much other DLC.
Dishonored.
Yeah,
Dishonored DLC.
you like the Dishonored DLC?
I haven't played the Bioshock yet, but it looked good. But Dishonored's been really fun.
I really like the Payday DLC this year. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I just like to say it.
I think my answer might have changed if I played the Borderlands DLC.
Ooh, the tiny Tina.
The Tiny Tina
I
was.
want to play that.
I'm gonna say Borderlands because the Tiny Tina one was.
You haven't
fun.
played it.
I had played it.
I have.
He has.
But I forgot about it. 'cause
I
forgot
haven't played
about
Borderlands 2 at all, and that's like one of the games I need to start.
We should play that.
I'll
it.
play
Okay,
with
best fighting game.
Injustice.
Injustice.
Uh,
I'm gonna say Injustice.
Yeah, I might as well go with Injustice.
Fighting. What are my other options?
Killer
I mean-
Instinct would be in there. But
And
really, Injustice was a much stronger game.
Yeah. What about you?
Maybe Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I believe, was released at the beginning of the year. But that's
But it didn't really shake any fucking ground. I
No.
gotta say. Okay.
Injustice.
Best roleplay game, Jay.
RPG. I'll give it to Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Did I play any RPGs this year?
At all?
I would consider, I guess Starbound would go with mine because I
Yeah.
guess that's definitely an RPG. Unless Don't Starve is considered one, which I don't think it is.
I don't think it would be, but what do you think?
Starbound.
Starbound.
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
That's a good one.
It's a very good one, and I'd actually have to say Pokemon too because it was
Pokemon.
fucking awesome. Best driving game. I'm sure I know what you're gonna say.
Best driving game?
Driving game. That's probably the only driving game you played all year.
No, I played another one. I played Trackmania.
Yeah.
Trackmania Valleys came out this year.
That's true.
And I had played that one, and that was actually really good. I'm gonna have to say Trackmania only because Forza has been pissing me off recently.
The
Yeah.
Trackmania was excellent. I really want to try the new Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Because it uses the Battlefield engine. I think that's pretty cool. It uses Frost.
Is it on Frostbite?
Yeah, it's on Frostbite.
Givers.
What's the category?
Best driving game.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
Forza.
Forza. Me
It's
too,
gotta be
because
Forza.
I only played it once and I beat Jay the one time I played. So I'm gonna say I like it.
The new Forza.
Best shooter game. Jay.
Battlefield 4 for me.
Battlefield 4. Cody.
For the shooty shoots.
Bioshock 1.
Yeah, Bioshock is a shooty shoot. So
It won for VGX.
for best,
Best
shooter.
shooter.
Yeah, but as far as I liked Bioshock for its story, not so much for its shooty
I
shoots.
agree.
Yeah, the fighting mechanics were good, but they weren't great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Battlefield as well.
The only cool thing about the Bioshock was you could jump on a rail and fly around on a rail.
Yeah, but that was about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Gavers?
Call of Duty. No, I'm kidding.
Call of Duty.
That's a joke in
You always
itself.
had it.
Cisco?
Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4. I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto because the cool thing about Grand Theft Auto is
That's not a first-person shooter.
It's not for best shooter. I didn't say first person.
That's
shooter.
not a shooter.
It's a shooter. You shoot guns
not
in
a
Grand
shooter.
Theft
You're
Auto.
stretching
and
yourself
stretching
and
the
it's
genre.
third
That's
person.
not a shooter.
And here's the thing, though. This is why I like
It's not
it.
a shooter.
If you don't play
You know what
well,
you do in shooters?
and you just stand there
You know all you
shooting,
do in shooters?
shut the
You shoot.
fuck up.
You know what you do in shooters? You shoot.
You can get behind cover. It counts as a shooter.
No.
And you can get behind cover in
Counts,
Grand Theft Auto.
counts as a game that you can shoot in.
Yes.
But a shooter.
And you can do it.
Literally all you do is shoot people. You
Well,
don't.
it has to be Battlefield. But I want to give Grand Theft Auto credit for their shooting mechanics and the cover
Much improved.
mechanics.
Much improved.
Amazingly
Much
improved.
improved.
Because if you're playing against an idiot who doesn't know to actually use cover, you're going to beat the shit out of him. Yeah, good for you.
Grand Theft Auto's not a shooter.
It has shooting in it.
Pew.
I hate you
Next
guys.
category.
Next.
I hate you so much.
Next category.
I'm pulling it up.
Really? You didn't have it pulled up already?
My phone fell asleep.
Oh, God.
Best sports game, Jay.
I don't play sports.
Yeah,
Me
I've only played 2. I'll have to say Madden, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna go FIFA.
FIFA. The only other one.
I feel like Madden with its flow thing. I know you can turn it off, but like by default,
Yeah.
going to that weird interface where you didn't really know what was going on.
You didn't
and
know
just
what
kinda-
play you're getting.
Like obviously you can get more granular and you can like get more detailed with the plays that you're doing and like what you want to do in Madden. But by default, that was just like you're playing flow. With FIFA, when we were playing multiplayer, we were all for like playing and
It was fun.
completely controlling our character.
That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Gavers?
Gavers, any of those? Did you play any of those 2 with us?
I'm gonna go with Steve Carvalho's putting challenge.
There you go. I like that. It was a great one.
Good one. Very good. Very
Oh,
good.
hang on,
I'm
Bert.
gonna
Are you going to
say-
bring Grand Theft Auto up for golf again?
Yes. Grand Theft Auto was the best PGA 2013
Actually,
game
you know what? Out of all
I've
the
ever
sports games I
played.
played, I probably played more.
I'm sorry,
Grand Theft
excuse
Auto
me,
Golf.
Lee Carvalho's. Lee
Grand Theft Auto
Carvalho's
Golf was
putting
probably
challenge.
the best sports game
Yeah.
I played.
Best mobile game, if anyone even plays one. I'm gonna say Infinity Blade. I really liked Infinity
I'm gonna
Blade.
go with
Void
say,
Ghost Farming.
oh my god, what's
That's
the
a
name
funny
of it?
one.
I don't even know the name of it.
I'm going to go with Tiny Death Star.
I've heard of that one.
That was actually a lot of fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Quadrupus Rampage
Star
is
Command.
also a good
Star
one.
Command.
Star Command.
Uh,
It's kind of like a sim, like you kind of like FTL, I guess. Is the best
Yeah.
way. You micromanage your ship and like the crew members of your ship.
Best casual game, just random game you play. I'm gonna say
Don't Starve.
Don't Starve. Yeah. If not,
Splunky.
if not,
No, Splunky for me.
Splunky for you. I was
Yeah.
gonna say
I-
either Super Meat Boy or
Don't Starve requires too much dedication to be
It
casual.
does.
I've actually been playing
What's that other one?
Hearthstone.
Oh yeah.
What's the other one? The one where you're a fucking fetus. Not a fetus. You're a baby, abandoned baby in the basement. I'm just
Gone
looking
Home?
up.
Gone Home.
No.
No.
Gone Home. Gone Home.
No, you played it all the freaking time.
Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Binding of Isaac's a really good casual game.
Splunky.
Splunky. Jay, what'd you say?
I don't know.
Okay, well then best indie game.
Spelunky.
Stanley Parable. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a total indie game. Gee, I don't think I've played much indie. Oh, you know what? I got one, Contrast,
Nice.
for PlayStation. I think they have a PS3, but PS4 I know for sure.
Yeah.
It was actually a really cool indie game.
I'm cheating because I haven't played it yet, but Gunpoint, I bought it. It looks really awesome. Haven't played it yet.
I'm just gonna say yes.
It looks amazing.
Best handheld game if you played it.
Don't have a handheld device.
Because I'm gonna say Pokemon, because the Pokemon 3D was fucking awesome. Pokemon XY.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have
I
to go
loved
with
it.
that only because I don't know what other Pokemon.
I know Zelda's out too, and Zelda was really good, but I haven't played it, so I couldn't take it.
Yeah, there's a new Zelda.
But I will put its name out there.
No, I'd have to go Pokemon XY with you.
Best PlayStation game.
Last of Us. Because I've only played The Last of Us this year.
Last of Us.
I wish I could say God of War, the newest one, but I'm not because it wasn't as good as it should have been.
Last of Us felt like just 20 hours.
I just want to say something other than The Last of Us, so I'm gonna go with Twisted.
I'll say Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix
There you
because
go.
that actually
You
looked
can play
really good.
Yeah.
It came out this year. The only other one that the
How
only
far
other
did you
two,
get with it?
like the first 2 worlds, like not all that far.
Best Xbox game.
Grand Theft Auto for me.
Yeah, that's the only
I'd
one
say,
I've
yeah.
played this year.
Because Xbox Live and playing with the multiplayer. I know it had its hiccups, but
It was fun.
It
when,
was.
when it worked, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't own an Xbox.
Notice how you
Technically,
didn't say
you
anything
do
for PlayStation
now.
either.
Best Nintendo game, but none of us own Nintendo. I have a Wii, but I don't. play
Sorry,
it.
I will skip that one just because we can't.
None of
research
us
it. I'm
have
gonna say
it.
Super.
You know
Smash
what? I'm gonna
Brothers.
change that one for
Super
me. Hang on,
Mario.
stop.
Super Mario.
For me, I'm gonna change that to best PS4 game, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say Knack.
There you go. You like Knack?
Actually, the only reason I really like Knack is it's a simple, fun game where you go around, beat the crap out of shit. It scales really
Should
well.
use that for
and
best
it looks,
casual game.
It
then.
looks really good. It looks like you're
It's not a
watching.
casual game,
It's
though.
not.
I know. I'm just saying.
It looks like you're watching a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Like visually, it looks good. It looks
Okay.
next gen.
Best overall PC game that's Just PC.
Dota 2.
Dota 2?
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen?
Dota 2.
Dota 2. I'm gonna say Dota 2. I fucking love Dota 2.
It's Dota 2.
That's
Yeah.
Dota 2.
If anything, I like Payday. I've been having a lot of Payday fun.
But that's on a
but
PC
it's
only.
not- No,
Still-
it's not.
Well, Splunky's
A lot of those aren't.
everything, yeah.
Are you really?
you're-
Splunky's on
And we
PC.
already did. Everybody already did their overall games of the year, so that covers it. What was your number one? My number one was.
Mine was Dota.
Yours was Dota.
Bioshocks.
Yours was Bioshock. What was yours?
Bioshock.
Yours was Bioshock. I already forgot mine again.
I think yours was Bioshock.
Probably Bioshock. No, Bioshock was my number 3. It wasn't my number 1. Oh no, I didn't use the number 1. I don't know. I just said 3. Okay, cool. Good night, everybody. Because I'm done. I don't know about you guys.
I got nothing
Press
else
the
for
button.
this.
I think we got everything.
We got fucking everything,
Oh,
and it's mother.
Forza devs. We have a little bit more news.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah. Basically, Forza devs are.
Forza went backtracking.
Yeah,
They're backtracking. Sons
They
of
decided
bitches.
to increase the amount of money that you get per race and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and dropping the price of cars, whatever.
Which makes it way better than GT6, which is because
Suppose they're getting in a lot of hot water, but we'll get to that next week. I think we can talk a little more about it when now that GT6 has been out European wise. We're going to start hearing consumer reports on it and what people think they like about the game, and then
Do we have any new games released next week?
I don't think so.
I
I
think
don't think we
that's,
have anything until
You guys,
Christmas.
are you guys planning on playing anything in the next week before? Want to play a new game? Want to just pick a new game?
We can try to go through Borderlands.
The
Through what?
Winter Sale
Borderlands.
starting on the 19th.
Borderlands.
What was that?
Borderlands. We should do.
Winter sale
no,
starts.
we should do some
19th.
Yes,
four-man
Winter Sale
Borderlands.
does start the 16th. I think.
19.
We guys,
19th.
we should do some 4-man Borderlands though. I would be definitely down for that. I have multiple characters and multiple levels, and there's 4 of us right here.
So Borderlands is an option, but
All right, ladies and gents.
we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, East Coast.
Godspeed.
We love you.
That's not the button.
Nope.